And welcome, everyone, to the Woodbridge Channel's coverage of high school sports. Tonight, it's the game of the year in Woodbridge High School football. I'm Craig Coughlin. I'll be bringing the game my colleague, our mayor, John McCormick. And, John, this is the one you and I have been waiting for a long time. It's a special night.
It is. We've been talking about it for a long time. Two good teams. Woodbridge comes in 7-3. Colonia comes in 7-2. Very evenly matched. A rivalry that's like no other, maybe even in the state, between Woodbridge and Colonia. Every sport, these two teams seem to have at it, go at it.
Contrasting styles. Woodbridge likes to throw. Colonia likes to run. Great defense on the part of Colonia, so it's going to be a special matchup. Let's talk about some of the special players tonight.
Well, you got arguably the best quarterback in Woodbridge High School football history, and Kyle Anderson owns all the passing records, touchdowns, yards, you name it. You've got arguably one of the best receivers in Woodbridge High School career history, and Anthony Nyers owns the receiving records and the touchdown records. On the other side, you've got Greg Jones, the running back, who owns every rushing record for Colonia High School in terms of yards and touchdowns, you name it. So two high-powered offenses, different in one throws and one passes. They can both do the opposite, but a very high-powered offensive game today.
It should be, except Colonia can play some real good defense. We saw them in the middle of a 10-quarter stretch where they hadn't given up any points. Both of these teams coming off losses in the state tournament. Both of them probably looking to get back on the winning track. Last game for a lot of these seniors, so should be a special night. Do you have any final thoughts?
Well, just it's probably going to be a tie, because here's the thing. Woodbridge has never lost to a team that doesn't begin with never beaten a team that begins with an S. They lost to South Brunswick, Sayreville, and Steiner. Colonia has never beaten a team that begins with a C. They lost to Carteret and Cranford. So the W is playing a C on the opposite end. I think it's going to be a 45-45 tie.
There you go. Write it down, folks. It's going to be a great one. We're kicking off the Thanksgiving weekend here. Sit back, relax. We'll be with you for the start of the game in just a few minutes. And welcome, everybody, as we get set for the kickoff. The Barons will get the ball first. Devin Cosmos set to kick off for the Patriots. And back deep to receive. That's number...
that's Cody, no?
No, it's Cody Zalazar, number 23. And watch out whenever he gets the ball, as he kind of tiptoes up the last 4 yards. Takes the ball out to just shy of the 35, and that's where the Barons will go to work for their first time. And John and I are lucky to be joined by the extraordinary, esteemed athletic director from Perth Amboy High School, our own councilman, Greg Ficarra. Greg, thanks for joining us.
Craig, it's great to be here. After the rainy day, it's a nice night for football.
And in his own right, Greg is was an outstanding football player, both in high school at JFK and in college, as Anderson hands off the first play, and Simaluka is there to...
Simaluka stopped him. Someone else got him first. Can't see who.
That's number 44, Dan Torres.
Who carried that? That was Johnson.
I think it was Johnson, number 34.
We'll call that a loss of 2. Second down from the 32. Woodbridge captains were number 23, Cody Zalazar, number 9, Anthony Nyers, number 10, Kyle Anderson, and number 65, Luis Nieves. Colonia counted with number 57, Dylan Concha, number 1, Brian Brown, number 6, Greg Jones, number 23, C.J. Simaluka.
And lots of these players will go both ways. Anderson's going to attempt his first pass of the game, rolls out, throws right to complete to Zalazar. He swings around to pick up some room, to create some room, I should say.
About a 10-yard gain, looks to be a yard or 2 short of the first.
Wide open in the flat on that time. I don't know if there was a missed assignment or...
You could see that move coming. You just knew Zalazar was going to spin the way he did and get away from the tackler. He's elusive. We'll give him 11 on that.
Anderson had some good time there, and he rolled out to his right.
Well, they roll him out of the pocket a lot, and it has been extremely successful. So 3rd and 1 to get started here. First important play of the game. There'll be many out of the
Anderson
shotgun.
Rolling left. He's got Johnson. No, picked off.
Short and intercepted by number 37. That's Chris Carruthers. the linebacker for the Patriots.
He had him by a step, but a little short throw.
It was difficult for him to roll out to this side and throw the ball across his body that way.
So the first turnover of the game.
Colonia takes over with great field position on the 46.
It was turnovers that cost the Barons that semifinal matchup against Steiner. It's 6 turnovers for the Patriots in that game, for the Barons in that game. This is the traditional rivalry, and so it's the bragging rights trophy night. Woodbridge Police Department will give the winner of this game, of the PBA, I'm sorry. And we have
already a penalty.
My guess is it's a delayed game, Greg. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to come across with that. You know, you're talking about that bragging rights and that rivalry. You just have a feel that both of these teams coming off tough losses last week in the state playoffs, playing for that pride right now. The game has a feel of a playoff game right now.
Well, it does, and as
timeout Colonia.
Timeout Patriots as they.
So they might have got the timeout off before the penalty. It looks like they're not marking anything down.
Yeah, he waved it off, so that's.
And John alluded to it, Greg, during the warm-ups, how important these intra-township rivalries are, especially this one, especially
Woodbridge,
Colonia Woodbridge.
Kennedy's a rival, but it just seems we've covered games now for a long time.
Right.
It just seems like the Colonia Woodbridge rivalry is far fiercer than Woodbridge Kennedy or Colonia Kennedy.
And when you ask the players their highlights, because we often have them fill out these sheets, and almost invariably they will talk about a victory.
Beating somebody else,
yep,
yeah. Here's almost in the backfield tackle.
Jones, yep.
There goes Jones.
Try to go around the left end. He gets some room. He's out to the 40, down to the 35.
Wow.
Powers forward. He's a tough runner.
He needs 101 yards to get to 2,000. He just take 15% of it there.
He creates spaces. He sees those seams. He's got great vision on the field. He finds the open area and just gets there in a hurry.
Offensively for Colonia, number 77 is Yves Viola. Number 18 is Joe Coutinho. Number 51 is Amir Allen. I feel like we know all these guys.
Yeah, you've said their names so many times.
87 split left is Mike Sorelli. 26 on the left is Terrell McDowell. Quarterback is number 5, Trent Barney. Here comes Jones again. Nothing doing. A couple yards. See if we can get the rest of the offensive line for you. 57 is Dylan Concha. We mentioned him, a captain. And 77, we said, is Viola. Try to get them all on there. 53 is Chris DeProfio.
Well, let me give you the defense while you find out.
76 is RJ Kazima.
Okay. For the Barons on defense, we'll do that after this play as Barnes takes it, pitches it back to Jones. He cuts inside the tackle this time, and nothing there. That's good defense by Woodbridge, Greg. I think they were ready for that.
Yep, yeah. No gain on that one. Give them 3rd and 7.
I'm not exactly sure if that might not have been a broken play. There looked like there'd be some confusion there on the exchange.
For the Barons on defense, number 3 is Julian Bonilla. Number 5 is Jeff Rodriguez. Number 9 is Anthony Nyers. In the game right now is number 7. That's Kyle Savoya, just a sophomore. As Barney
there.
Rolls right. He's going to be in trouble. No, escape. No block in the back.
Nice
call.
pass.
Passes out to Simaluka. He goes inside the 5. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Patriots. They may have gotten away with a block in the back there, John.
Well, the snap, the whole movement was a little off. Somebody could have been called for a penalty there. A couple of guys moved early.
Continuing on, number 75 is Keith Capers. Number 55 is the player got blocked in the back. That's Carlos Class. Number 22 is Devin Harrison. Number 34 is Isaiah Johnson. Number 72 is William Harrison. Number 19 is Khalif Kinsey. And there's, I think it was a bad exchange there. Yeah, he went down. Number 8 is Micah Graham. And number 19, we saw him earlier, and he's been out for a little bit, is Kinsey. Who did I miss? Number 23, of course, and that is Cody Zalazar. So many of these players will go both ways, Greg. That's a common thing in high school, right?
It is, both sides, yep.
I noticed last week when we played Steiner that their offensive line was very fresh because they did not go both ways. They did not go both ways. And I'll tell you what, they had maybe a testament to that strategy as Barney takes it and gives it to Jones. He goes right, touchdown.
Touchdown, Greg Jones.
Greg Jones.
Colonia goes into that, what I would call a goal line offense. They have the 2 tight ends and a full backfield, and it really is a little, smash mouth football, which Coach LaSalle is known for.
And there we see some of the happy Patriot fans. This game is being played on Thanksgiving Eve. And the crowd filled up, John, when we were doing the pregame. It was kind of empty. Lots of kids come home from college for this game. There's a chance for them to get
Justin Rivera on for the kick. Jake Pirro at the hold.
It's a little high.
Blocked. No good.
So the Barons block the extra point.
Watch how important that turns out to be later in the game. Changes strategies.
You know, guys, you get a game like this, and there's so much emotion because you know that there's young men on that field right now that this is going to be their last official football game. Not everybody's going to play in college. There's a lot of emotion, and when it's all over and done with, it's it's quite a feeling. It's really a roller coaster. So it's just exciting to watch these guys give it their all out there.
And at least on the Woodbridge side, all the seniors are out here with their families because they had a little bit of a ceremony in the track. All the band members, all the football players, cheerleaders all came on with their moms, dads, brothers, sisters. It was kind of neat to watch.
A lot of these guys have been playing Pop Warner since the Mighty Mites, and so it kind of comes full turn now.
Yeah, it's overall the last competitive football game, period.
Right. No, for a lot of guys, and it's an inter-town rivalry, and they're both good teams.
Right.
So
7
this is
wins,
going to be a competitive game.
Paper today said Woodbridge hasn't had 8 wins since '97. Kennedy hasn't had it since I think before that.
Cosmos set the kick off.
Very short.
Yeah, short kick, going to land at about the 23. Takes a big bounce, goes off the hands of Zalazar, but is picked up by Johnson. He looks for room to run. There's nothing there. Now he finds some room around the outside to get some
multiple penalties.
It's finally brought down at the 20.
That usually means blocking from behind or something.
Yeah. Number 37, Carruthers, was in on that tackle again, along with Simaluka.
Simaluka and Tom is 2 dynamite linebackers, each with 90 tackles or thereabouts for Colonia as of the game Sunday. I don't know the stats in front of us now, but both had like 87 tackles then before the game.
That creates a bright future for Colonia, being he's a junior. So
yeah, it's going to push him back against Woodbridge. Block in the back will push it back.
See, is it the 7-yard line? Nope, further than that.
When you have those broken plays like that and you're scrambling for the ball and there's people all over the place,
blocking it back.
That's when you have those kind of penalties.
But it's also when it seems like sometimes the runner, when the first wave gets down, he can get by 1 or 2 guys and have pay dirt.
Yeah, you got a lot of room to run then.
1st and 10 from the 10.
Full house backfield now as Kyle Anderson gives it to Johnson, and he is snuffed under there by a swarm of them, led by number 20. That's Christian Thomas. Let's give you the defensive starters for Colonia. Number 6 is their outstanding player, Greg Jones. Number 1 is Brian Brown. Number 5 is Trent Barney. He's going both ways. Number 26 is Terrell McDowell. Number 33 is Pete Melendez. Number 20 is Christian Thomas. Number 37 is Chris Carruthers. Number 50 is Devin Cosmos. Number 55 is Justin Rivera. Number 77 is Ives Viola. As Anderson takes the snaps, throws it across the middle, in and out of the hands of Nyers. And one more, Mr. John. I think that's it.
Nyers was open on that play.
Number 83, TJ Curran.
Now, you know what? You think no plays could be that big this early in the game, but Woodbridge had 2 plays and an interception. Now they're deep in their own territory, third and 13.
Yep.
They got to get something going here.
Colonia is clearly playing that swarm type of football on defense. Everybody's around the ball. There's people flying all over the place. I would say very early in this game, there's some momentum.
Penalty decline. It's a big early first quarter play.
Yeah.
Miss it, and they're going to have Colonia's going to have good field position, probably inside the 50 again. He's going deep.
Deep down the sideline and laying out. And did he make the catch?
He got it. He caught it. He laid all the way out.
Salazar with
what a catch.
Wonderful play.
That's a replay highlight reel catch.
Too bad we don't have that the replay stuff. We could show you that 10 times.
He just went flat out for that.
It did not look like he could get there. It was right in front of us, but he stretched all the way out.
Boy, I'll tell you, Cody Zalazar
is.
That's a 29-yard gain.
Got him out of that big hole, too.
What a difference that makes. 4 juniors on the, four juniors on the starting 11 for Colonia's defense, John. There's cut back.
What a big gain
Past
there.
the
It's number
50.
22,
Yeah,
Devin
that's
Hairston.
Devin Hairston.
It's amazing how a big play like that previous play can really get the momentum back.
So now the Barons move the chains again. 6:07.
Give him 15 on that to the opposite 49.
You guys have seen him a little more than I have. That was a very interesting shift they did right before the snap, and they overloaded the right side, and then they wound up running that way, and it worked out very well for him.
Well, Hairston's not a normal running back.
No,
I mean, he is he's got some carries, but he's not the normal go-to guy.
Now they shift out as Rodriguez goes in motion.
Oh, Anderson's got Nyers to the left. Oh, he's going shorter than that.
He
Then
gets it to Graham, gets it down to a 40, and gets down to about the 36.
Big tackle by Jones.
Picked up about 6 after that catch, and a first down.
Another first down. 3 straight.
Anderson got a lot of pressure up the middle that time, Greg.
Really kept his poise, and seeing that big number 8 there in the middle is a nice target
He's big,
to have.
yeah. I tell you, he had Nyers going. Nyers had an opening.
Did he?
Yeah, Nyers was open down the left sideline.
Well, the pressure came so fast that I thought it might be a screen, and then I saw he was going to throw it deep. It was just pressure, so I don't think he had time to look too far downfield. So the Barons in business now at the 36-yard line. Their second possession of the game. Anderson looks right, going to throw right for Salazar.
Look at that.
He comes back.
Oh,
and
nobody got it.
And Brown was right there.
Nice
Good
coverage
defense
by Brown.
by Brian Brown.
Salazar did not separate.
That was a little duel right there. For
Yeah.
a moment there, that could have went either way. That's
Ball
pretty.
popped in the air. That's the one where anybody can grab it.
So Coach Russo takes a shot on 1st and 10 from the 36.
Hairston out now. What grade is Hairston?
Hairston is a
senior, okay.
yeah.
That's a
A
pretty
lot of seniors on this Woodbridge offense.
number 5, the Colonia quarterback, doing some double duty out there.
Yeah, he does.
Kyle Anderson doesn't play defense,
No,
but
he
Trent
doesn't.
Barney does.
Johnson goes in motion.
Inside counter.
Nice play.
Very nicely executed. Inside counter there. I saw them last week against Steiner do that, and they had success too.
Who was that?
That was Bonilla, number 3.
Okay.
Oh, Bonilla picks up 6 on his first carry of the night. Yeah, it was a good fake, ball fake too, handing it off to the.
Well, last weekend, both teams were victimized by the ball fake. I mean, Steiner's quarterback and Cranford's quarterback both played the fake great.
They did. You could actually sense that the defensive unit had a pause for a half a second, and a half a second is a lifetime. But as you pointed out, John, the timing has to be extraordinary. Anderson going to go deep down in the right corner to Nyers. He's got it.
He can get up unless he was hit.
This is in high school and college, you can't.
Oh, what am I saying? Yeah, what am I saying?
Once you hit down.
That was a dumb thing. I've been covering high school football all year. What was I thinking? Another first down for Woodbridge.
You get used to all this.
Yeah.
You know. Get up. Nobody hit you.
Oh, well, you got pros, college, high school.
So it's down to the
4.
4-yard line.
4-yard line. First and goal to go from the 4. As the Barons look to match the quick touchdown put up by the Patriots. And we go up and down the field. You said it, 45-45.
I'll take it.
That was an extremely athletic play to get up there within the close confines of that defensive back right on him. But he used advantage of his height.
Myers is 6'3" and strong.
Yeah. He's got terrific size for a wide
I
receiver.
think Graham's taller. I got to check the book, but I think Graham's taller.
Well, I had just happened to have that.
6'5" it says.
6'5",
Yeah.
And we get a whistle before the snap.
It says Nyers is 6'2" only, but I'd be surprised if that's all he is.
And Graham's only a junior, John, so we'll get to see him play again next year. As the Barons call timeout, I presume the time clock was going to run out. What did they keep the time clock on the field, Greg? There's none on the scoreboard, obviously.
It is.
How long? Where?
3:48.
I'm sorry, the play clock.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they keep that on the field.
How long is it?
I think it's 30 seconds from the time they set the ball. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure.
So the Barons on the march here on a.
Anderson's 4 for 6 for 78 yards. 16 yards rushing for Woodbridge on the strength of a 15-yarder by Hairston, a couple losses and a gain by Bonilla.
John, are you keeping those statistics yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the man.
I need something to talk about, you know. The funny thing is I did this in high school. I was the statistician for the St. Thomas Aquinas High School team my senior and junior year.
Wow.
I hadn't yet become 6'3", 250. I went to my high school reunion and everybody said, what the heck happened to you? I didn't grow until college. That's why there's hope for some of these kids out there.
Here we go. First and goal for the Barons as they march.
Nothing.
Hitting
Oh,
the
who made that
backfield.
tackle?
Let's see who that is.
Let's see who gets
There's
up.
Thomas and Simaluka. Johnson gets stopped short of
Simaluka.
the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it was 23.
23 made it.
Simaluka was the player who got it from behind. It was Thomas who was in front of him.
No gain. Second of 5 from the 5. Second goal from the 5.
I think they may have lost a yard, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, they probably did.
Simaluka came all the way from
Yeah.
the corner. I mean, that was a very aggressive.
Good defender.
He's a good defender. He's a very active and aggressive defender. And he's a junior, too, so we'll get to see CJ play next year. Barons break the huddle. Zalazar sprints off to the right. Harrison and Johnson in the backfield. Gives to Harrison. He tries to pick his way through and runs right in for a touchdown. So Harrison did a little stutter step there in the beginning and then had a big hole.
I was just going to say the running game's not working except for the Harrison 15-yard carry. So either they got to pass the ball or give it to Harrison.
Yeah, now
And they just did.
And so the Barons have tied it up with 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first quarter on the 5-yard touchdown run.
One of the best kickers in the state.
Yeah, by Devin Harrison. He's got a big leg. Hope we didn't jinx him.
Robert
Rhodes,
Martinez.
the long snapper.
No, maybe not.
It
It
hit.
hit.
It boinks
Oh,
off
bounced.
the
Bounced back, I should have
the
said.
goal post.
Guys,
Off
you
one of
know,
the
on
uprights.
that touchdown play, I think a key factor in that play was the offensive line really stayed with their blocks. They stayed with it, and it created that that secondary seam, and that's what led to that touchdown. So kudos to the offensive line and the Barons on that play for sustaining their blocks.
This is
That's
the kind
Carlos.
of analysis you don't get from us.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're talking to a
Well,
former
he's an athletic
offensive
director.
lineman.
Yeah, he's a football player.
Well, I'm
man.
just pointing out the fact. You know,
I'll do numbers. Greg, you do strategy. Craig,
And-
you just be the general announcer.
okay, there we go.
You do the play-by-play.
All right, that's
I'll
good.
do the numbers. Greg will do the strategy.
All right, now we got it. We're going to take the act on the road.
There's Kelly Peterson, Woodbridge Idol 2011, among the other Woodbridge High School cheerleaders.
They all have the jerseys on
And you notice I'm wearing green.
because you're neutral.
Exactly.
And I'm
I've got black jackets with red, like the Woodbridge one we own. I've got blue jackets. I've got yellow clothes. I've got every different color, but green is the only thing I could come up with that I own that's neutral.
Well, I did a combo. I got red, white, and blue on, and my jacket is black and has yellow on it. So
All
there
right.
we go. I got the combo for.
You got a combo and I got a neutral.
There we go.
And I'm not telling.
Fakara didn't think. He wasn't sure he was going to be up here.
Fakara-
Well, he's got Perth Amboy colors on, so that we'll let him slide.
He thought warm. That's all that was on my mind.
Martinez set to kick.
They might need to have somebody hold that.
McDowell, Jones, and Brown back deep for the Patriots.
So the extra point miss by Colonia has been negated by the miss by Woodbridge. That'll take away that issue from us to talk about for the rest of the game.
Short kick's
That
going to
might go
sail
out of
over the
bounds.
head
Yeah, way
and
out
out
of
of bounds.
bounds.
They
Wow.
wanted to kick it away from Jones, but
I know, but
Martinez has a better leg than that.
yeah.
That might have been deliberate to try to pooch kick it, put it right in the middle there where they might be able to run it down and get the ball. It obviously didn't work well, but I think that was a plan, actually.
There's not enough wind to make an impact on the ball, is there?
The wind is coming across the field from the visitor side to the home side. I can only
Oh.
say that because I'm looking at the flag. So
It would have blown the ball that way then.
Yeah.
So,
That's the way it went.
well, unless you got a gust. Martinez is a good kicker, so
Ball out of bounds. It'll be
anyway,
first down
it'll
on
be
the
first
35.
and 30, first and 10 from the Patriot 35 as
Kick it away from
They take
Jones.
their
Keep it away from Jones and get it at the 35. Is that a success? Jones can certainly do it 30, 35 easy.
yeah, but if you can kick it,
I
to
know,
one of
I know,
the
that's what I'm
back,
asking.
other
I'm not
back guys, I would say no.
Stuffed. Yeah, I think you'd want to take your chances and get better at 35.
Right. I would certainly kick away from him.
Who carried that?
It was Jones.
Yeah, it was Jones.
All right. Let's see. No gain. Second down, 35.
We don't have it, but I got to imagine there's not a lot of running backs who have run for 2,000 yards in the season.
Jones needs one-on-one coming in. He's got 24.
We've seen some records by the players on this field, John. You pointed out what extraordinary players they are. Barney's going to run left. He's in trouble. Coming from behind.
No,
he gets away from Class.
Oh, he got clocked.
And then he gets hit from behind.
Maybe picked up a yard. I'm surprised he got away. I didn't think he saw the guy coming after him.
I'm sorry.
Was that Class?
No, it was Devin Hairston.
I didn't think he saw him.
He came from his blind side, so it's very possible. But really good penetration by the defense and the defensive line and linebackers on that play.
36-yard line.
And now a 3rd and let's call it 9, which is a place the Patriots don't like to be. They don't throw the ball very well.
No, you look at Jones now because you're right. You take away, they don't have really a threat.
Right.
In the passing game. They can throw, they can catch some, but it's not what they do good.
Yeah, it's not their strength.
Sorelli goes right, Brown goes right.
Watch for a screen in the middle.
Well, we got some movement, and the mound's going to get a little higher.
Yep, it's against Colonia.
The Barons were teeing off there. They were bringing the house, so I'm sure
that scared
some
the
of
linemen,
Yep, the guys get a little jumpy.
5-yard penalty.
Let's see
Dead
what
ball. Full start on Colonia. Still be 3rd down.
And this is really not a 3rd and 15 offense.
No,
3rd
this is
14
not.
offense.
This is not the strength.
I'm sure that's a strategy of the Barons to get them in this situation so you can take away some of their weapons.
Sorelli and McDowell right. Stack line, Jones and back.
Trent
They are going to go for the
throw
screen back the
Capiro.
other way.
Green.
Gets it out to the 30, 35, but that's going to be about it. Jake Capiro brought down maybe the 36. Not enough. It's going to bring up 4th and
back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the original line of scrimmage. So 4th and
pick up
and
a
10.
4.
Baron defense did an outstanding job when the quarterback rolled out one way and threw another way. The tendency is to go where the quarterback is, but everybody stayed home and kept their responsibilities, and that's why they were able to stop that play.
Back deep for the Barons, Salazar.
Sorelli looks to be the long snapper here, and that's an important job. Cosmos, another big high kick. He doesn't kick him far often, but he kicks him high and gets a good Patriot roll. Bounces into the hands of Salazar, and he decides he's going to try and advance it, but without.
Well, the one player went past him, and it was a perfect hop for him, so he picked up a couple of yards that he wouldn't have otherwise gotten had he downed it. Barons with good field position now.
Their own 39, 1st and 10. 22 seconds to go, so we'll have a couple of plays here before the end of the first quarter.
Greg, you're absolutely right on that punting situation. When you're a punter, there's 2 components to it. Certainly the distance, but also that hang time allows your defenders to get down there under the ball and circle the receiver. And
he's a high punter. He's very high.
He gets it up there. Anderson going to hand it off. Here comes Johnson. He slips past the tackle, now cuts back inside. Nice play by Jones to force him back inside where the student body met him.
Yeah.
They might stop him a little short of forward progress.
That looked like it had the potential to develop into something, but Greg Jones was there to force the play inside. And, of course, not a surprise. He's a terrific athlete, plays basketball as well. And that'll do it for the first quarter. So it was an entertaining quarter. Each team with a touchdown and a missed extra point. 6-6. We'll be back in the second quarter. Come on back, everybody.
Hey, what are you watching?
That's our local access channel right here in town.
You watch Local Access TV?
Of course. Where else can you get all that great programming about your town, schools, and local government?
Yeah, I used to love that channel, but after I switched my cable TV provider, I found out my new service doesn't carry the channel.
I can't imagine living here and not being able to get all these great local programs, emergency messages, school closings, and more.
Before you switch cable TV providers, make sure they carry your local access channel right now. Ask before you switch.
And welcome back, everybody. Greg Vaccaro, John McCormick, Craig Coughlin from Woodbridge High School as we bring you the annual rivalry game between the Colonia Patriots and the Woodbridge Barons. Barons, a little high snap to Zalazar. He's going to come around on the right-hand
Tuck
side.
that ball in.
Carruthers gets him and holds on.
Nice gain for what looked
I'm sorry,
like to
Thomas.
be
Yeah,
a
he
play
really
that could have gone for a loss.
planted his foot and cut it back and made something out of nothing.
It was Christian Thomas who made the initial.
We'll give him 6 on that. We should we should congratulate Kyle Anderson. I think he went over 2,000 yards. He came in at 1,900 and change, and he's already thrown for 78. So he's a 2,000-yard passer.
And I guess coming into the game, John, he had the school record with 4,616 yards.
Right.
58 touchdown passes, they just said.
59 now. Unless they counted that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. They just announced it.
And we didn't realize before.
Well, no, that was a running touchdown.
That's right. We didn't realize before Zalazar is
I didn't realize this.
closing in on 1,000. I think he has 1,000. He's got 5 deep all alone.
Oh, that was Rodriguez who made the dive.
Boy, he got behind Jones.
Zalazar.
That's something that's not easy to do.
They just announced from the booth here during the last commercial. That's why I'm so smart. Zalazar had 962 yards receiving so far.
Right, he got an 11 and a 29, so that puts him at 1,002. So he has the single season record, yet Nyers has the career record.
Right. Over 100 receptions.
That last play, Kyle was under just a little bit of pressure that was enough to make him alter his follow-through, and I think that just made the ball go a little wide. But
Are they going for this here?
He was way out there.
They're going for this.
Yeah,
On
looks
4th
like
and
they're
3. Wow.
Zalazar's under center, though. He's also the punter.
Yeah, he might just back up and
there he goes. He's going to run out.
Well, they had 11 on 10 with him and the quarterback. That's with the number 1 Brown way back. They had an advantage if they would have hiked it to him.
And now they're taking so much time, it's not going to fool anybody. And now we got a timeout from Woodbridge. I guess they were hoping to get somebody to jump, but they didn't.
Well, you know, if you have anything in your bag of tricks, you're certainly not going to save it. So, you know, we'll probably see it all tonight.
No sense taking it to the Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, honey, I could have called this.
Yeah, I had a play I wanted to use all year, and I didn't. Oh, why'd you do that?
But, you know, I'm looking on our monitors now, and, you know, being around Greater Middlesex Conference football for many, many years, Coach Benny LaSalle is definitely one of the more intense football coaches in Middlesex County.
Is he?
His teams generally reflect, you know, his way, and they're always real tough players. They're always around the ball, and you know they're going to come after you, and you're going to get hit if you've got the ball.
Zalazar has done fake punts out of this formation a lot this year. Had a big touchdown against Piscataway.
And this is a spot, although he's pretty deep, this is a spot where you might want to do it. It's near midfield.
He's a running
4
punter,
yards, yeah. Zalazar is very elusive. He's going to run left and then gives it the left
Wow.
hand to boot. What a
That's
kick.
a heck of a kick.
It's going to land at about the 18.
Football!
Brown
Tony's
gets
ball.
it, falls out, drops it, and it's picked up there by, I can't see. I didn't see who that was, John.
I didn't
Greg? 26, that's McDowell.
Yep.
So McDowell wisely and fortunately for the Patriots had the ball come to him as Brown tried to make a play on what was a tricky little kind of a rugby move there. Run
Well, you
left.
wonder why more people don't do that. He got a good leg into that kick because he had the momentum from the run. And he punted it lefty.
He must. I got to think he's a natural lefty.
Yeah, I would
punter.
think, yeah.
And if he's not, boy, that was a heck of a kick.
Yeah, let's assume he is.
High formation now for the Patriots. Simaluka, the up back. That ball goes to Jones as he runs into the center of the line. Nothing there. The interior's been tough. It's been a tough place for Jones to run. Last week and this week, he didn't have much success. Or last week, it was last Saturday. Didn't have much success against Cranford either, running up the middle.
Just check with the Woodbridge staff. I thought that I saw it. Colonia's running what's known as an unbalanced line. They have a tight end and a split end on the same side. I think they're doing it again. No, not this time. But it gives them a little bit of strength on one side for runs.
Now a pitch to Jones. He's going to run right. No, nothing there, so he turns it back inside. Good defense again. This is swarming defense by the Barons.
Take away the game-opening 15-yarder. He's got 3, 0, 6, 0, 1, and 1.
Big William Hairston at the bottom of that pile.
3rd and long again for Colonia.
And if you're the the Barons, this is exactly where you'd want them to be. You'd want to be able to shut down Greg Jones and make Colonia beat you in the air.
They're just going to tee off now. You're going to see a big blitz coming in there, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
He's a new quarterback. He's first
Here
year
they
behind the
come.
ball. Here he
Barney's,
goes.
here comes
Oh,
everybody.
he's gone. Wow. You called it. You called it.
Devin Hairston back there got back to the spot where Barney was going to drop back to almost as fast as he did.
That's a loss of probably 9.
Hairston on the sack.
4th down
So
and
then about 18,
17 or 18.
17, yeah.
Falling short of a turnover, a sack like that is a game changer. When you get those kind of things, it could really shift your emotions.
Back deep for the Barons.
Salazar standing well inside
yeah, they're
the
going to have great field
45.
position.
And as we said, Cosmos will get some air here.
Oh, it's maybe
Might
tipped.
have,
Yeah, I think it
might
was
have been
tipped.
partially blocked.
Oh, what's
It bounces
great.
at about the 22 and goes
Great
right
field
out of bounds at
position
about
for
the
the Barons.
24. And now the defense will have to stiffen for Colonia if they're going to avoid the touchdown. We've seen Martinez kick a 34-yarder, if I'm not mistaken, John.
We didn't see it.
Oh, that was in the game we
It was
didn't
a
cover.
first-round
That's right.
playoff game in Burlington, yeah, but it was a heck of a kick. It was right before the end of the game. It was last 30 seconds, a 34-yard kick.
With some pressure.
High pressure, yeah.
1st and 10 for the Barons.
Graham and Nyers, 2 6-foot
Which means
guys,
he
split
kicked it from the and he almost put his knee to the ground. That's Salazar. The ball got snapped directly to him.
Carried by Salazar.
Very nice carrying out of fakes there by Kyle, and then, you know, it froze the defensive line and allowed them to find that seam.
Right.
Pick up of 8,
Pick up
2nd and 2.
And now they are in field goal range.
You know, without looking at heights and weights, the offensive line for the Barons is a big group of kids there when you're.
It's
they are.
bigger than Colonia's.
Yeah, it's way bigger. Harrison is 6'2", 225. Capers 6'2",
Oh, Capers,
310.
a big dude.
Yeah.
Here comes the pitch.
Pass.
Oh.
You saw
Got
that,
him,
John,
got
and
him.
wide
Yes.
There it is.
Nyers for the touchdown. Anthony Nyers got behind the defense.
Who threw that? Was that
That was
Rodriguez?
Salazar.
Salazar, okay.
Salazar with the 17-yard touchdown pass. 15-yard.
It's a 16.
16-yard touchdown pass. And the Barons jump out to a 12-6 lead.
Little razzle dazzle there,
Yeah,
boys.
that
That's
was-
what Thanksgiving games are all about.
Well executed, well conceived. And now it's going to Rich Rhodes in for the Matt Rhodes, sorry. Rich Rhodes is dad. Matt Rhodes in for the snap. Rodriguez the hold. Martinez the kick, and it's good. So the Barons take a 13-6 lead with 8:20 to go, and we will take a break. Come on back, everybody.
This is Chelsea.
Alexis, Emily Fenn, and you're watching the Woodbridge channel.
Woo!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. John McCormick, Greg Ficara, Craig Coughlin from Woodbridge High School on bragging rights night.
Nice trophy behind us, too. We'd have to get a shot of that later on. It's a very nice trophy.
Yeah, it is a very nice trophy. It'll be presented by the PBA to the winner. Barons have won it the last 2 years, John?
I don't know. Don't know. We could look at the book here. We get a break. We should have just done that when we had the time off. And a
That was
nice
a little
short kick.
pooch kick.
It might fall in. Oh, nice catch there.
Yeah, it was a really nice play. Backing up
Jake
and falling
Pirro.
down. Jake Pirro.
Boy, he doesn't corral that, and it bounces off him before him and gets away, and it's a Barons ball at the 30.
Yeah, it was a good job of just catching the ball and
Wow.
holding that field position.
Right, because, you know, it's also an extreme risk of tripping and falling
Sure.
down. And then the ball, like you said,
It just
John,
goes off his knee or his foot.
bounces off him, and then Colonia is not a team, as Coach LaSalle said, this is not a criticism that's new. Coach LaSalle said this after the game. They're not a team that's very adept at coming back. They don't like to play from behind, certainly not big deficit, so a turnover there would have been potentially devastating. Big hole for Jones, and he's off to the races. He's out to the 45, to the 50, cuts back, breaks a few tackles, 45,
Still
40,
up.
still on his feet,
Still
down to
up.
the 35,
Wow.
and finally wrestled down at the 31-yard line. Anthony Nyers is there along with Carlos Class.
It's about a 38-yard gain, 31 to the 31.
What a run by Greg Jones.
He just kept spinning and juking, and
he just showed it all on that play.
He really
showed
did.
his speed, his strength, his agility. Everything came out on that play.
His cutback ability, he did a terrific job. And Greg, as we had said before, he gets better as the game goes along. There's a little pitch to Jones as he's going to run right. Gets hit in the backfield by number 5, Rodriguez, and then he's brought down by
number 72 with the tackle there, too,
Hairston.
William Hairston.
He's clearly one of those guys when the game is on the line, you want the ball in his hands.
He pounds you, and then by the fourth quarter, when you're all worn down, he runs over you and away from you.
An acts directed towards athletes, coaches, fans, or officials are unacceptable.
63 yards now for Jones. He needed 101 to get to 2,000.
Barnes takes the snap, hands off inside this time to
ball, fumble,
Woodbridge
ball. Yep,
yeah,
Woodbridge
wow,
ball.
Rodriguez comes out of it. I didn't see it. Must have been on the exchange.
No, a little further than that.
Oh, they had? Okay.
Maybe it was loose, but
yeah, I don't think
he got a little bit of a spurt.
The exchange was a little bit more on his hip, and I think he was trying to recover the ball, and then he got hit and it popped out.
Rodriguez came away with the hit. I didn't see who came away with the ball. I didn't see who made the hit on him. Devin Hairston, I had his arms up in the air immediately, so he had the best view in the field. And so now the Barons back in business on top 13-6 with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second quarter, and a chance to really do some damage here. Zalazar is in the backfield now, lining up as the quarterback. He takes the snap, hands it off to Bonilla. Bonilla going to run right, cuts it back upfield.
Just tripped up, but a nice game.
It's Cosmos, but is brought down by Carruthers.
And Anderson was all the way down the field, trying to take some defenders with him as a potential target. That's a pickup of 7 yards, so nice run.
That's that spread offense. You have no one in the backfield but the quarterback. You have trips on one side and slot on the other side, and it just creates so many seams because the field it's wide open. It's like fast break basketball is what it is.
Speaking of basketball, tryouts start, I guess, this weekend, right?
Actually,
for most schools. Here's a handoff to Hairston. Hairston running fast. He hit that hole fast,
Yeah, he
John.
sure did. He sure did. We haven't seen much of him, as we said before all year.
To answer your question, for the first time in my 35 years of being involved in high school sports, the winter sports don't start until the Monday after Thanksgiving. It's always been the Friday after Thanksgiving. Okay. This is the first time in a long time.
That means they can't practice? Or
no practice, no nothing. And you know what? I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing for it's a good thing for football players, right? They get a whole weekend off.
A lot of them play basketball, some of them play hockey.
It's a nice thing for families.
Absolutely, of both the players and the coaches.
And, people do go away. This is the busiest.
Short.
Nothing there. We're calling this game on Wednesday. You won't see it until after that. But, Wednesday is the busiest travel day of the year in the United States. So people are going someplace. And, that certainly curtails it if you have to be back for practice at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Who carried that? I missed it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I missed it.
Sorry.
Straight up the middle, and the defensive line really went low on that and just kind of submarined them.
Maybe you can ask the
coaches next. 4th down and 2. That was Rodriguez?
Yeah, number 5 is what they say. Jeff Rodriguez? Was that?
And the same kind of little razzle-dazzle here. 4th, punting down inside their own territory.
They're probably going to shift again.
Salazar has 2 guys way back. It's like 11 against 9 there for a second.
And here comes the kick, left foot. This time he's got to go to the other
side.
What
kind of bounce he gets.
Rolls down. Number 28 there, Joseph Munoz. Muzio, I'm sorry. Let it go between his legs.
know, it's funny. We've had a few momentum shifts, and just when you think one team is going to start to open it up, it just settles back down again. This is, you know, a little bit reminiscent of our game last week against Steinert there when it was going back and forth.
Yeah, because if Woodbridge had taken that ball and gone on a 5-minute touchdown drive, and it was 20-6 at halftime, that would have been
big difference,
big deal difference. And so
they're leaving it out there.
You know, looking down on the field, the game has definitely generated a lot of interest. You have John Haley from the Star Ledger and Greg DeFaro from the Home News. Those are two veteran guys.
Barney's going to roll right this time.
He's got 87 really deep, but he gets
but
to
he
CJ
he
Simaluka.
threw it short to
Broken
Simaluka.
up
Yeah,
by
nice
number 23, Cody Zalazar.
Very nice play.
Zalazar is quick. He's got good makeup speed.
Sorelli had a step, but he was 40 yards down the
Yeah.
field. I'm not sure what Barney's arm strength is.
Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Patriots.
That wind really picking up.
31-yard line.
Yeah, and as we said, it was warm. When I came out of my house to go to the game, I said, geez, I may have a little too much clothes on, but I didn't.
I didn't wear my jacket to walk across the street for lunch today. It was warm out this afternoon. 2nd and 10, Barney's in shotgun. Hands to Jones, he's open, and he's going to...
Watch out.
Wow.
He cuts back to go along the sidelines and run out of bounds there by
Kinsey.
Kinsey, rather. Thank you, John.
Interesting on that play. They
He's got to be pushing it down.
They ran a strong formation to the right, trips, and Jones cut back to the other side, to the weak side, and really he must have saw something because he just pivoted and came right back to the weak side.
He's just 23-yard gain for Greg Jones.
He's got to be pushing that 2,000 mark, isn't he? The 101 for the game.
Let's see, 64, 70, 88.
All right. What do you need? 101, right?
Again.
There's Jones again. Little stutter step. Gets inside the 40, down to about the 37.
So he might have 2,000 yards by the first half.
Yeah, picks up. What are you going to give him? 7 on that? 8, John?
I'll give him 8.
Give him 8. Takes him to 96. 5 yards. Not bad, huh?
You're good, but you know me.
I'll leave the numbers to you.
Here they go in that same formation again. Their trips to the right side.
Jones in the backfield with Barney. Barney takes it, pitches it to Jones. He looks
fakes
the pass. Now he's going to run right. Going to lose. No,
he got back to the line of
under.
scrimmage.
Yeah, ducked under to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Carried by Jones, tackled by Class.
Carlos Class in a tackle, 2-way lineman.
3rd and 2 for the Patriots on the Barons' 38-yard line.
So a big 3rd and 2 now for the Patriots as they try to keep pace.
Who do you think's going to get the ball?
Geez, I don't know. I think I'd go with Jones maybe.
Oh man, right in the
everybody knew it.
background.
What a stop by Devin Hairston. He was there to meet him. And that's going to cost them 3. Bring up a 4th and 5. I think they go for it here, too.
I would.
You know, sometimes when you're on the offensive line like that play, you look up there and you swear there's more people on the other side than there is on your side.
How come they get to play with 15 guys?
It seemed that way because he almost took the handoff.
Well, you wonder if there's a formation thing that they noticed from the coaching. You know, if Hairston said, okay, watching the films, and the coaches say, look, if you see this, here's what's going to happen.
Patriots call a timeout because they want to talk about this. I think John and I think they're going to go for it. What do you think?
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, you know.
Everybody in the stadium knew it was going to be Jones, but Hairston maybe knew where.
I just think that it was, you know, they overloaded one side, and when you do a blitz like that, it's a gamble. But sometimes when you gamble right, that's what happens.
That's it. So we know Jones is going to get it.
He's his best when he gets outside, obviously.
Yeah.
Those last couple of plays were inside handoffs that he bounced outside.
Yeah.
Well, and that's dangerous because the temptation is for the team to collapse. Here they go, full house backfield, and now there's some motion. No flag in. Now they call the flag.
No point in worrying about that. That's not going to happen.
Intended for Thomas. Thomas moved soon, and then he
Yeah.
decided, well, what the heck, I'm going, so I might as well keep on running.
You'd rather not get it, and you don't have a thought that you would have lost a 20-yard gain.
All he needed to do was take that one step and then turn. He could have.
Now they'll punt.
On Colonia,
Like he
it's
went in.
declined. Will be Woodbridge first down.
Illegal.
Oh, decline. Well, of course, right.
That's because, yeah, that's right. Didn't think of that. That's right.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was going to be just call it back.
Well, they went ahead with the play, but you know, they threw the flag before the snap.
That's what I thought, yeah.
So usually they stop the play, but, well.
You got to give Johnson credit for
They didn't
going
stop.
through with it.
They didn't stop the play because he was a back. He's allowed to go in motion. I think there might have been somebody else who moved.
Oh, okay.
You're not allowed to go forward.
You can take one step forward and then go lateral.
But
he
he
took
went
one step. He
Yeah.
took one step.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it caused somebody else to jump.
See, that's what we have for carry here.
Yeah, good thinking, because we just sort of been talking about why the heck that happened.
Probably have people watching saying, you don't know what the heck he's talking
That happens to us all the
Well,
time.
yeah. If we let that stop us, we wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, we don't do this because we're football experts. We do it because it's fun and we don't like to put the kids on TV.
You should see how the wrestling parents must feel. Imagine how the wrestling parents must feel.
Coach Brian Russo.
There he
Finished,
is.
about to finish a very successful season, win or lose.
about. Coach Russo, a great player out at Wagner, a college Scholastic All-American.
Really?
There's Ben LaSalle across the way.
Now.
You know, I don't see Eric LeGrand. I talked to his mom. We texted back and forth, and she said he's going to come.
Here's the pitch.
Wow, good
That's
play.
Johnson.
Finally, Johnson
got a
breaks
full
through.
head of steam as he rounded the corner, picks up, I guess, 12, first down.
His mom said he was going to come if it wasn't raining, which it's not, but it's really, really
It's
cold.
Cold, and it
Little breeze
looked
blowing.
like it was going to rain, though. I mean, it certainly yesterday was a monsoon.
11 yards for Johnson, his best carry of the night.
Some great blocking by the offensive line. Big number 79 out on that, and you know, creating those seams and those holes. I don't think that O-line gets enough credit.
Joseph Hossein is number 79.
Well, they have done it takes a terrific offensive line to allow Kyle Anderson to throw for 2,000 yards.
Got
A
him.
little bit high. Nice catch by Zalazar. And he's tackled at the 25. Beautiful pass. Nice catch.
Down to the 24, so that's a 26-yard gain.
And that's the Barons. First down.
Anderson has so much poise in that pocket.
Yeah.
He stays back there. There's bodies flying all over the place, and he just puts it right on the money.
He's one of the smartest football players you'll ever see.
Colonia takes a timeout with 2:03 to go. Coach LaSalle probably wants to regroup. I believe that's their final timeout of this first half.
Anderson now is 5 for 8.
The Woodbridge High School
And of course, Zalazar is 1 for 1.
worth of Devils hockey tickets to one lucky
We're not there right now. Hey,
Anderson now has 104
listen,
yards
not there.
passing.
We're going to the back. You guys got it?
Zalazar
Right?
has 5. That's 9, sorry. No, 16, I'm sorry. Looking at my numbers here. Number 9 caught it for 16. Zalazar threw it.
That was a touchdown pass, right?
Yep.
So let's see. What do you think? Anderson is disappointed that Zalazar has thrown for more touchdowns in the game? I think probably not. He's really a terrific kid.
Maybe heading for Penn.
Yeah, that would be special. So many of these kids are great kids. John and I, we get to talk to them, Greg, on a regular basis. They're just good kids.
Well, Nyers and Anderson we've seen for a long time in a lot of sports.
Yep. Well, that's right. I mean, Anderson and Nyers and Jones, and if I went down the list, I could think of more. Barney's, I believe.
Yeah,
they go
Mayor's Trophy,
right.
basketball.
They go right from here to the basketball court,
And then to baseball.
and on to baseball.
I believe that Nyer's dad was the last head coach when Woodbridge won a state championship.
He was. I was
Yeah.
talking to him after the last game.
Yeah. Yep. He was a great coach.
He said he was hoping his son would get one.
Yep. I
What was
believe
that,
he's coaching out
97?
in Plainfield now.
Yep. 2nd and 10. Graham and Nyers split right. Here's a rush.
It's a screen to
Rodriguez going to have a first
yeah.
down.
God, I think
Nope,
he-
short of it.
Yeah, I think he ran into Capers.
Who Ooh, running into Capers can be fatal to your health.
You notice he didn't get the first down. Okay.
Yeah, we give Capers a tackle. Pickup of 8. Capers was the homecoming king.
Yep.
A couple of weeks ago. Carly Matthews was the homecoming queen. Yeah. Oh, stop! No. Yep, still didn't get it. Didn't get it.
So they're not going to get it.
They might.
They may. Let's see if they give him a yard or lose a yard. We haven't seen the spot yet. They take away a yard, so it's going to be 4th and 3 from the 17. This would be a 34-yard field goal attempt.
He can certainly do it, but I'm not sure they'll do it now. I would go for it.
You got to give credit to the Colonia defensive line. Clearly outsized, but yet they come up with that big play. They're moving around. They're very active. They're shooting the gaps, and it's a gamble. But on a play like that, boy, they really look sharp.
Clock continuing to run, and Woodbridge in no hurry.
I don't blame them.
They've gathered along the sideline now. 38 seconds, as you can see on your screen.
Although, wait a minute, if they're going to make it, they want a little more time to try to get in the end zone. Maybe they are going to go for the field goal.
And now they call a timeout with 31 seconds to go. Yeah. Unless they're going to go.
Yeah, they're going for the field goal. Why else would they let the clock run down?
Yeah, and it's 4th down. It's not like they have
so
a lot
they're going to bring on Robert Martinez.
Let's see the wind. It's wind's
right
blowing
across,
in our face. But
right across the field.
Martinez, a junior.
Does he kick straight on? I forget.
No, he's a sidewinder.
This
with his right leg.
Should be to his advantage then. He'll be aiming for that left post.
I'm going to put it down. Looks like Rodriguez is lining up at the 25, so that would make it a 35-yard field goal attempt. As we said, he made a 34-yarder to win the game against against Burlington City, was it?
I think it's Burlington something or other.
Yeah, I think it's Burlington City.
Yeah, it wasn't North Burlington because they're still alive.
Yep.
And somebody else was playing in that bracket.
Patriots trot back on.
34 will give him.
Yeah, he's going to mark it at the 24, so it'll be a 34-yard kick. 31 seconds to go. Martinez will be the holder. Snap is back, places down, the kick is up.
Really
Lots of leg.
Yep.
And it's good. Robert Martinez connects from 34-yard line, from 34 yards away. Had a couple of yards to spare. And the Barons take a 16-6 lead on the long field goal by junior Robert Martinez. He had a couple more yards on that. He could have made that from, I don't know, what do you think? Another 3-4 yards?
Oh, yeah, at least.
5?
Yeah.
Clock was continuing to run and is now gone to 0. That's not right.
I think he's having some problems. The clock guy was talking before the game that the buttons are a little faded, so he probably didn't press it. But that's a very big strategic move there, going for that field goal. As you guys were saying before, now with Colonia down by 2 scores,
right.
Makes it much more challenging.
I mean, once Greg Jones can go 85 yards at the drop, on any given play. So this way you've got some room. And
so can Salazar, though.
Yeah, it's true. And, well, that's true. You get him in a kickoff or a punt return and watch out. And John and I have talked about this before, Greg. You don't see many legitimate kickers in high school. So to have one the caliber of Martinez is a real advantage for Woodbridge.
Absolutely, especially in a game that is staying kind of close like this, and to be able to jump up and make it a 2-score game is
He's
big.
only a junior, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many games have we seen where they would have had to go for it there on 4th and 5?
Right, because they don't have anybody near.
Wasn't an option to.
Woodbridge playing that proverbial bend and don't break, because Jones is getting his big runs, but yet Woodbridge tightens up.
Another little pooch kick. This time McDowell comes up to field it at the 27.
Whoa.
He's met right away by Cody Salazar.
Number 23.
He is all over the place.
He's getting some tackles tonight.
Cody Salazar with a nice stop there to prevent that from turning into anything. 12 seconds to go on the clock.
See if Jones can air it out. I mean, Barney's can air it out here.
Or some kind of reverse or halfback pass, something, or the safe way. Take a knee. Don't put yourself in any trouble.
Or send Jones down 15 yards, get it to him, and see what he can do.
I've wondered. You don't throw it to him.
No, they don't.
Often
Not a lot.
beyond
Not
the
a lot.
line of scrimmage. You know, if you got him out on a linebacker,
They got
forget
trips.
it.
Trips right. McDowell left.
Just play deep third, right there. Deep third, deep third, deep third.
Yeah, they're going to go for something deep here. And Woodbridge is not in a prevent defense.
No timeouts for. Now they give it off to Jones inside. Powers forward. They're hoping he would break something. I don't think they have any left. Down to 5 seconds to go.
Clock ticking down.
Yeah, they don't. Obviously, they don't know their call, but that'll do it for the first half. So 2 touchdowns for Woodbridge. A 34-yard field goal by Martinez. Touchdown run for Colonia, and that's been the scoring. With the score at halftime, 16-6. Barons on top. We'll take a break. Come on back with us for the second half, or stay tuned, and we'll watch the cheerleaders.
At this time, please welcome your About a nice hand for our Woodbridge High School cheerleading team. Please welcome onto the field the 2011 Woodbridge High School Marching Barons. The Barons are led onto the field by senior drum majors Erica Bradshaw and Taylor Lauren Doolin, and senior guard captain Kiana McCollum. Their 2011 show is entitled Le Cirque Nouveau and features music from Cirque du Soleil Quidam, as well as original compositions.
I am Eric LeGrand, and you are now watching the Woodbridge channels.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the final half of the Woodbridge High School football season here on Channel 35.
Woodbridge Township football season.
What did I say?
High school.
Oh, sorry, Woodbridge Township football season.
You said the same thing in the opening, but I didn't want to correct you because you messed up the first one, so I didn't want to have to keep doing it over and over again.
24 minutes left of football for some of these seniors. Creating memories.
And if you play basketball, you'll always play basketball in, college pickup, rec games, but you don't play football after high school unless you go to college. And
right.
Only a handful of these kids will play college football.
Martinez to kick off.
Another squibber.
Simaluka, Brown,
Oh, he
and
might
McDowell.
get it this time. Yes, Woodbridge might have it.
Did they get it?
Woodbridge might have it.
Referee hasn't signaled yet.
Oh, he's going Colonia.
It's Colonia ball.
I want to see a replay of that. Boy, it looked like Zalazar really got down there to get that.
He got down there. He can fly.
Holy cow, Kenny. That's what we said before. You did a little squibber and one little misplay, and boom, you got the ball.
That's it. I really believe that's a plan. The way he came up that sideline and that ball was placed there precisely, it was really well planned.
You got somebody as quick as Zalazar. You can do that. So Colonia will take over on its own 16.
And interestingly, Greg Jones wasn't deep on that. It was McDowell and Brown and Simaluka, I think. And Barnes keeps it, yeah, and he gets a head out over the 20-yard line, out to the 21.
First half stats. Barney's 2 for 3 for 33 yards, 86 yards rushing for the Colonia offense, 96 of it from Jones, and negative 10 from the quarterback sacks. Kyle Anderson 5 for 9 for 104. Zalazar 1 for 1 for 16, and the offense produced 62 yards rushing. 2nd and 6.
And Zalazar had that touchdown pass, right?
Yep.
He threw it. Full house backfield. Inside handoff. Jones breaks through Graham's tackle.
First down.
That puts him now at 2,000 yards.
Fortunately, right at 2,000?
For the year, yep. He needed 101 coming in. He had 96.
Wow, 2,000 yards in a year. That is an extraordinary accomplishment.
14-yard gain, sure is. Zalazar hit 1,000 in the first half receiving. Jones just hit 2,000 rushing. And Anderson hit 2,000 passing in the first half.
Surprised we didn't stop it and give him the ball. And there's a loose ball right into the hands of Nyers. And Woodbridge gets the turnover.
Well, if Colonia had to come back, they've got to play mistake-free football in the second half. That's not that.
It's their second turnover of the game, right? There's a fumble earlier.
Fumble in the first half.
32-yard line.
Big turnover.
I'm sorry, Greg, go ahead.
No, you watch the teams playing, all the talent on the field. You have to wonder, when there was a time when there was only one high school in Woodbridge.
How good that would be, right? And remember, we also have JFK, who had a good season.
AD Joe Ward, wanted to get them on before he disappeared. Anderson rolling right. Has Nyers in the end zone almost. Nope, just
Down
short of a touchdown.
4.
Just short. Beautiful play. Down to about the 4, maybe the 3. No, about the 4, a little inside the 5.
And that's a Barron.
27-yard gain.
27-yard gain, and now the Barons really on the verge of making this a Mount Everest for the Patriots to climb.
When you say a 27-yard gain, if you watch Anderson, when he drops back and rolls out, he's back another 10 yards. I mean, the kid's got some arm. He's got a powerful arm.
Smart player, one of the top students in the class.
Yep.
You got to be considered by Penn.
There's a pitch back to Johnson. Johnson goes right. Little room to run. Did he get in? I think he did.
Yep.
Yes, touchdown. Isaiah Johnson goes 5 yards around the right side, and the Barons take a commanding 22-6 lead.
Isaiah Johnson on the touchdown run.
Wind consistently going across the field.
Yep. And Martinez in for the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and
maybe.
Let's see. It was kind of angling. Yep,
Yep,
it's
good.
23-6 now.
And now Coach LaSalle is looking at a non-passing offense, trying to get 3 scores in the next 21 and a half minutes.
Having scored
6
once
in the first 25 and a half minutes.
You know, guys, it doesn't matter what level of football you're at. Turnovers will kill you every time.
They absolutely will.
Well, 2 of the 3 Barron losses, they had first in against South Brunswick. I'm sorry, against Sayreville they had 5, and against Steinert they had 6.
Right.
You know, talking about those teams, you look
Kyle Anderson, sorry.
in the GMC here, Sayreville and Piscataway both back in the playoffs. I mean, that, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And South Brunswick would have been, but they played Sayreville. You got 3 top 15 schools in the state on the Woodbridge schedule.
Right, and Piscataway back. They're back.
Yeah, yeah.
They slipped a little bit early in the year, lost a week to South Brunswick and to Woodbridge.
We caught them at a good time.
Yep.
They really just kind of got in there. You know, they were down around the 8th seed, and here they are playing for the championship again. They go out to Hunterdon Central. They beat Hunterdon Central in their backyard. And then they beat East Orange, and now they're going up against Elizabeth. And the interesting thing about Elizabeth is their head coach, John Coyne, is the former head coach of New Brunswick.
Is he really? Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Middlesex County flavor out there next weekend.
How'd you like to be the number 1 seed? Was that who Elizabeth is, number 1 seed?
I believe so.
So you get the number 1 seed, you're riding high, you look at and see number 8 is Piscataway.
Hunterdon Central must have been the first seed.
Oh, right, 8 had to play 1, right.
Yeah, right.
So you're Hunterdon Central, you get the number 1 seed, maybe undefeated, 1 loss, and you look down and you see Piscataway in your first round.
And you go, oh, man. Oh, man.
You'd have been better off losing the game and finishing 2.
Hey, look who's up in the house here, Meredith. You're right.
That's Kyle Anderson.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not the quarterback. The other Kyle Anderson.
Not quite as famous as the one on the field.
Yeah. We always kidded him in all the political rallies that we put him on the team so we can get his name in the paper from his son.
Martinez about to put his foot into it. Now this one is going to go long and into the corner. Brown fields it right about the 11. He's out to the 15, to the 20, 25 as he falls forward. And out to about the 26-yard line.
Let me turn over the microphone to the proud
Brian
parent
Brown.
of the all-time leading passer in Woodbridge High School history, Kyle Anderson. Hold on, here's Kyle.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Mayor.
Give Kyle a chance. Hey, Kyle, how are you?
How are you, Craig?
I am well.
What's going on, Kyle?
Hey, Greg. How you doing? Cold night out here, huh?
Not for Woodbridge.
Not at all.
Now, huh?
No. It's warmed up on their sideline.
Yeah, indeed. So talk about this season and what Kyle has gone. He's gone over 2,000 yards now in passing, right?
Yep,
he
that's
passed
correct.
that early on. What does it mean to, for a father to see his son have so much success?
Well, it means a lot to me. I mean, I don't think it's really kicked in for Kyle. I know being a quarterback what it means to accomplish such things on the football field when you're out there and you're 5 years old and you're throwing to your dad and he's trying to get you to throw to a certain spot. And, the kid's doing exactly what you tell him to do. And now all of a sudden the accuracy and the footwork and all of those things pay off. And it paid off pretty big for him.
Yeah, it sure did. 58 touchdown passes. Jones goes wide. And here's the handoff to Jones. He's got great speed. Gets around the corner and is finally brought down, but not until after he gets the first down and more. It's out to about the 47-yard line.
Hey, Kyle, we were
about 15. Sorry, Craig.
Kyle, we were talking before about the emotion involved around this game with some of the guys that this might be their last organized football game.
It really is, and it's fitting that they play against Colonia. Greg Jones is actually a very good friend of our family. I coached him in Pop Warner. It's funny because I had a Pee Wee team in 2005.
Barney's throwing downfield right there to Brown. Nice
Brian
catch.
Brown.
And he's finally brought down at the 29 by Johnson, but that's the best passing play of the game for the Patriots.
When Trent Barnes gets outside that pocket, he's not really a three-step kind of a kid. He's one of those kids, if he gets outside of the pocket, he puts that pressure on the corner, and he has to make a decision. And as soon as the kid commits, he just drops the ball right over his head.
Well, that was a nice pass, Greg. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I think you create those decisions, and then the guy's wide open. You don't need a nice pass. You just need to get it there.
Yeah, but that was an accurate pass. Put it right in there. It was a nice catchable ball. And the Patriots look like they're ready to answer right back. Jones, little hesitation, cuts it back up the middle. And I'll tell you what, he has been a couple of arm tackles away from breaking one on about 4 or 5 occasions now. He's a threat every time he gets the ball, isn't he?
Let me ask you guys, if you could have a team with Christian Thomas, Cody Zalzar, Anthony Nyers, Greg Jones, Kyle Anderson, Jeff Rodriguez, Julian Bonilla, I actually had that team.
Really?
And all those kids played for me, and dangerous team.
Nice play there by, I think that was number 19 for Woodbridge. That's Calfee Kinsey, who stretched that play out and forced Brown back in, or Jones back inside. But he still gets a first down.
Kyle, we were talking before if there was one team in Woodbridge Township, all of the talent between the 3 teams.
Let's put it together.
Yeah. Look on the bright side, guys. Think of how many kids get to play who wouldn't otherwise play.
You're right. You're right.
Right? How many kids on that Woodbridge sideline and the Colonia sideline right now that wouldn't be here?
You're absolutely right.
JFK teams, right? And for most of them, as you both have noted, this is it. This is the highest level of competition they're going to get. So
sure.
I'm going to go the other way. Yeah, it'd be nice to have perennial state champion type talent, but in the long run.
Well, they could all put their team together this Saturday in the Eric LeGrand flag tournament. They can put a nice team together.
There you go. And Colonia jumps off sides. And that'll push them back. That's a tough penalty, but they got it rolling. They've struggled offensively, and now they lose 5. Second
Dead ball. False start on the offense.
Having those officials mic'd up is a nice touch.
It is a nice touch. Great job, as always, by our phenomenal crew. Little pitch to Jones. A lot of black jerseys in that backfield, though. And finally, he's wrestled down there by Hairston. And Zalazar was there, along with number 55, Carlos Class.
Woodbridge again, they give up that big play every now and again, but boy, when it gets down here in the red zone, they seem to manage to come up with some nice plays.
They tighten it up pretty well, and they know that Jones is their go-to guy. So Colonia is going to have to get a little creative if they're going to want to fool Woodbridge on this one.
3rd down and 12. Barney's in trouble. Nice sidestep to get rid of Rodriguez. He's got some room to run. He's down to the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Trent Barney's on the scramble.
That's where Trent can be real dangerous once he gets outside that pocket.
Rodriguez looked like he got a little bit deep in the backfield. Went a little too deep, and Barney was able to step inside and scamper into the end zone. So now I suspect we'll see them go for 2, right? No,
I've been watching Trent do that since he's 11 years old.
Justin Rivera in. Perro to hold. Snap is back, places down, kick is up, and it's good. So Justin Rivera connects, and we've got ourselves a ball game, 23-13.
Colonia's not going to go away without a fight, that's for sure.
That's fine. Well, Kyle, thanks for stopping by. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Okay.
Stay with us, everybody.
Hey, there's our staff out there.
There's Precious and.
We're the JFK girls volleyball team, and you're watching the Woodbridge channels.
Coach is up here in the box talking to big number 75 for the Barons right now.
There's a long kick. That one comes down inside the 15, taken by Johnson. He's out to the 30. Scarpers through to about the 35-yard line.
Somebody's now, he's back up. Let me tell you, the best player on the field that we haven't mentioned yet is Mike Sorelli from Colonia. He is constantly deep, constantly open. And either Barnes doesn't see him or just can't reach him. And if that's the case, he shouldn't be going that far. But Sorelli is, maybe they're letting him go that deep, knowing Barney's can't throw that far. I don't know the situation with Barney's arm.
I should have asked Kyle.
But Sorelli's often open deep by a couple of yards. He's beating his men.
Nyers comes left. Full house backfield now. Now they shift out of that formation.
Nyers left with Zalazar. That's one of those plays we saw
Here
last
comes
week.
Johnson got a full head of steam, hit the 35. Fights forward to about the 39, I guess.
That's exactly what we saw Cranford doing last week all the time. Just a running back in motion. The snap and the handoff are within a split second of each other.
Right.
They try to create some mismatches here. They pulled some linemen. Everything came close to us, and it just was mano-a-mano on that one.
So that'll bring up second and about 6 for the Barons. They lead 23-13 here. 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Down to a 2-score game for Colonia. They can stop the Barons here. Anderson, quick pass.
Cody Zalazar can't get away from Brian Brown. Nice tackle there by the senior.
But he may have rolled enough for a first down. He was stopped short, but he may have rolled enough. See what they mark it. Nope, short.
Yeah, no indication that it's a first down. Now, in fact, they're going to.
4-yard gain, 3rd and 1.
Yeah, they stopped him well short of the first down. It's going to be a good yard. As Kyle Anderson trots back into the huddle after getting the instructions from Coach Russo. He runs off to the sideline. For those of you who watched these games before, and now something. Oh, I got to tell you something else. Kyle Anderson must run an extra.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Tell the gang.
Yeah, tell them what he's
Yeah, you're right, though. With those quarterbacks going to the sidelines, they get
a lot of work.
instructions.
He doesn't play defense, though, so at least that's a little bit of a.
Anderson going to roll left. Throw it off the back foot. Nice sliding catch there by Anthony Nyers, his favorite target over 4 years. Nyers has caught over 100 balls. He was at 103, I think, coming into this game.
And he was hurt.
He was hurt, and he still caught 100 passes. Or that must be in his life. That must be in his career.
Oh, yeah, it can't be 100 for a year. Yeah.
In his career.
That was another one of those plays where Anderson had to roll out to his left. That's not an easy thing, and throw that ball.
And he threw it, leaning backwards. Johnson inside handoff this time to Rodriguez. On the dive.
We talked before about having these kids in the Mayor's Trophy. That team of Kyle Anderson, Anthony Nyers, Drew Pearson. Now I'm thinking Kyle Pearson, Keith Hughes, and Eric Matthews won like 5 Mayor's Trophies in a row.
Rodriguez looks a little gimpy on that.
And one of the years they beat Greg Jones's team in the finals, I think.
And Kyle Anderson was telling us, John, he had a Pee Wee football.
Yeah, I heard him.
Oh, you heard him? That was.
Look at that lineup.
Holy smokes!
How do you lose a game with those kids?
Just good. Here's a handoff to. They got a penalty.
Some kind of penalty.
Drive.
I think they're going to
call Johnson way back.
Holding penalty right there on the
against Woodbridge.
He had a forward progress out to about the 35, but let's see where it's at. If it's a holding, it's a spot foul, right, Greg?
I believe so. Yes. I think that was holding on the right side of the offensive line. It's good news in high school when you're doing the game, you don't call out the number of the person that was holding.
Yeah, they don't do that. Yeah, they don't.
It's bad for the announcer, so we don't know what happened. 10-yard.
It's nice that we got him wired. Here we go.
Holding from Woodbridge. It's going to repeat second down.
You know, when you're up at the higher ranks, at the college ranks in the NFL, when the player is called for holding, they call out his number and they put the camera right on him.
Replay it a couple times.
Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, he really got him on that one. Holy smokes. Woodbridge in a passing situation right here. 2nd and 20.
18.
Big pass over the middle. Picked off by Chris Carruthers. He's still on his feet. He's out to the 40, down to the 35-yard line. So a big play by the Patriots as they try to get back in this game. On 2nd and 18, Carruthers comes up with the 2nd interception of the game by the Patriots.
And a score here, and they're down a field goal heading into the fourth quarter.
Nice return. They can make it very interesting if they convert on this. You know, getting back to that holding thing, when I played in college, it wasn't televised too often, but when you were a lineman, if one of your teammates were called for a penalty, I always used to run over and pat him on the back because you knew you were going to get on TV.
That's an awkward-looking handoff,
but
wide open.
Lots of room for Jones. He cuts outside, gets to the 20, and then gets taken down there.
By Salazar. Good tackle.
Bonilla also in on the play. Got another big gainer for the Patriots.
36 to 17, so a 19-yard gain for Jones.
Well,
how many high school runners get 2,000 yards in a year?
I can't think there's more than a handful. The kid who's starting for Rutgers now did, but he's a D1, high D1 player.
And I tell you, those are well-earned yards because that play right there, he just took a shot and he just bounces right back up and gets to that huddle. He's just an amazing athlete.
Yeah, he is. And I'll tell you, Greg, I said it before and we've talked about it in the past. He gets stronger as the game goes along. And I interviewed Coach LaSala before the state tournament game, and he said just that. He pounds front people. He pounds the defense. And I think Woodbridge is going to get whistled for this.
Woodbridge went first, but then 77 moved.
It's a matter of who broke the plane. Yeah, Jones is a gamer. He definitely, rises to the occasion.
Well, he's coming off right now.
He might have gotten 500 of those yards against Perth Amboy earlier in the season because every time he touched the ball, he was
limping. He's limping over there.
Yeah, he's walking away from the team. You guys can't see him.
Walking toward the trainer, it looks like.
He's huddled over there on the sidelines. So that would be devastating.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. Second down.
Second down and about 3 now for the Patriots at the Woodbridge 10.
Jones not in the first play all year.
Tight
all game.
Simaluka
might be cool. No, he doesn't have the first.
I think he got inside the 10 though.
Yeah.
That's going to bring
4
up
down territory without a doubt. Although wait a minute, if you have a field goal kicker,
Rivera,
you could take it now and go for the touchdown.
Rivera
later.
is certainly capable of making an extra point. I don't know how much beyond that.
He better be pretty close to a certainty, or you don't do it. Jones still not in.
Full house
Pitch
backfield.
to Simaluka is going to go run left this time. Gets the first down.
Yeah.
Stopped inside the 5, or right at the 5, I guess. First down for the Patriots. So they are on the march after the interception by Carruthers. And they're doing it without their best player. Hand off to Simaluka again. He kind of pounds the middle this time and dives forward for a couple.
Very hard. This is gut check time down there. This is where the offensive line, defensive line, it's a real battle in the trenches because you can see they close down the distance between each lineman. It's a real narrow gap there. And it's just stay low, drive your feet, and don't stop blocking until the whistle blows.
Patriots break the huddle. Barney's going to be under center. Now we got a whistle. Let's see who this is going to be against.
Before the snap, it's against
offsides
against Woodbridge.
Wow.
They lined up in the neutral zone. For them to call it that quick, they had to line up inappropriately.
They'll move it halfway to the goal line.
Dead ball, encroachment on Woodbridge. Still second down.
Second down now.
Still second down, still no Jones.
Second down and 3. Second down and goal to go from the 3. And it looks like there was a fumble.
Yeah. Woodbridge says they have it. Of course, everybody says they have it.
On the exchange, let's see. Referee's yet to weigh in on it.
Looks like Barney's is mad.
And hand is up in the air. Yep,
Oh,
Patriots got it.
All
Okay,
right.
so they keep the ball.
Third and goal from the 1-yard line.
3rd and goal from the 1. I think it looks like the spot's more at the 2, but I guess they gave him a yard.
No, that's the one.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Barney's going to go up under center. Full house backfield.
Well,
and another
he
fumble.
definitely
Barney's
fumbled it that time.
falls on it this time. They're going to lose a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Boy,
Barney's is
10th game of the season. You can't be having that kind of thing happen to you.
agitated.
A lot of emotion out
Something
there.
has to be wrong with Greg Jones. Although here he comes.
Here he
Here he
And he
comes.
comes fast.
I saw him come. He comes sprinting through.
All
Pushed
right.
aside a couple of the guys on the sidelines.
Why not take a timeout if
I
Jones
think
is
they
out
are.
and going to come back? No, not now. 2 plays ago. If he's that close to coming back, maybe they taped him up. I don't know. But why not take a timeout? Those 2 plays wouldn't have happened.
Whatever his injury was, he certainly got over it.
That's what I mean.
He hightailed out there,
But you had to know that. You know, it's not like he's sitting there with a broken leg. Can I get back in? You had to know he was coming right back in as soon as something happened.
No, it wasn't a timeout. I'm sorry. That's the end of the third quarter. We're talking about all the action. We missed the obvious. The end of the third quarter with the score, Woodbridge 23, Colonia on the march, 13. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us, everybody.
We're the Colonia Volleyball Team Seniors. I'm Indy Georgie,
Renee Warwick, and Sarah Rodriguez.
and you're watching the Woodbridge Channels.
Fourth and goal from the 1 for the Patriots. Greg Jones is back. He's the deep back. Here's the snap, the pitch to Jones. Cuts it back inside, touchdown. Greg Jones.
That is the third play in a row they had a trouble with the exchange from the center to the quarterback, and he just maintained his poise and got that pitch out
Terrific play by Barney's to stay with that, and then Jones does what he does so very well,
And this is
finds the end zone.
Big extra point because at 4 versus 3, you go from needing a touchdown to only needing a field goal. They missed it.
Yeah, the snap got messed up. He's going to
Oh,
tries to run with it. And then we get a penalty.
Oh, penalty. Somebody. Let's see what happened.
Might have been a dead ball after the play was over.
It was. Looked like it was.
I'm not sure though, John, that makes all that big a difference. I don't think we've ever seen Colonia try a field goal attempt. So I think they probably would have needed to touch.
Let's say
there.
they get down to the 4 or 5.
Well, or on that one, on fourth and 1. For the goal.
Personal foul on Colonia. It'll be enforced on the kickoff.
Yeah, there was a little frustration there. You're right. If it gets to be fourth and goal from the 1, then they may decide to kick a field goal to tie it up.
Right.
So
you never know how many times you're going to have a chance to be down in that red zone like that. So.
Yeah.
And I go back to the past series when second down, no Jones. You got to know what's wrong with your star guy.
Yeah.
And you got to know whether he's coming back in a play or two. And if he's coming back in a play or two, you take time out.
Wow, look at this advantage here for Woodbridge now after that penalty that's going to be tacked on. They're going to get the ball in good field position here.
They are.
Coach Urbano is halfway onto the field telling everybody where to play.
He's moving them up.
Lou's obviously the special teams coordinator, and anything that coach does, he takes very seriously.
He's
so.
he's
great baseball coach.
Tremendous baseball coach, but he's built a terrific program.
Yeah.
Long-time football coach over at Sayreville with all of those state champions.
Was he really?
Oh, yeah.
And he built a heck of a baseball program at St. Joe's before coming here to Woodbridge.
Very, very intense guy.
Kick will come from the 25. The deep backs are lined up along the 35. And a good kick.
Real
It's going
good
to take
kick
him back to about the 27. Here comes Salazar. He skips outside to the 40, 45, to the 50, 51. There's a flag on the play. 51. What am I talking about? The 49.
It's against Woodbridge.
Yeah, it looks like it's against Woodbridge.
That'll bring it back to a normal kickoff.
Yep. Cody Salazar is lethal on those kickoff returns.
Just ask Piscataway.
Yeah, that's right.
See, that's the thing. Then they tried it the next week. We saw them against South Brunswick try it. But once you do something like that, everybody knows it.
Everybody's waiting for it. So the
Block
20
in the back, it'll take it back at least to the 40. Yeah, to the 40.
So what was it? 24-yard
On the return.
kickoff return.
Block on the back on Woodbridge. It'll be a first down.
That was still pretty good field position on the 40. I'm listening to the Woodbridge coaches here. Somebody was saying that they saw that block in the back right on the W, and I'm looking at the W. It's about 15 yards long.
Yeah,
so
right.
pretty much covers the whole middle of the field.
Well, based on the spot, it's a 10-yard penalty, and then again, it's a spot foul, so it's imposed on the spot of foul. They must have done it on the 50, which was kind of silly because he was tackled at the 49. There's a pass to Salazar, and he gets back a little bit beyond the line of scrimmage, and he'll pick up
maybe
one.
a yard.
Yeah. Bring up 2nd down and 9 as we see Kyle Anderson headed over to Coach Russo.
Gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 9 for the Barons at their own 41-yard line.
Well, for the last game for so many of these players, they got a good one. They're
Got their money's worth, yeah.
Yeah, they're involved in a game that is going to be exciting right till the end. 11 minutes to go. 4-point game. Woodbridge in a snap bounces off Anderson. He slides back and picks it up and gets touched down by, who was it? Pete Melendez.
All the way back to the 28.
Yeah.
13-yard loss.
That ball came back like a rocket. I don't know if where we were in the cadence on that, but it didn't seem that Kyle was ready to accept that snap.
And now Colonia, with a good stop here, could get the ball in great field position with a chance to go ahead.
Yeah, they could.
20 left in the game. See if Coach LaSala comes with an all-out blitz here. You got to expect pass.
Kyle Anderson under center this time, not out of the shotgun. It's going to hand it off to Johnson. Breaks a couple of tackles, but it's going to come far, far short of the first down. Far short of the original line of scrimmage, as a matter of fact.
Pickup of 13, though.
Yeah.
Got the 13 that they lost on the snap.
Well, when you consider after that penalty on the kickoff, which put them into 40, they're almost back to the line. They're off 3 or 4 yards.
And Jones not back to receive this punt. It's going to be Brown. I don't recall. He's back in the kick team. Is he a punt returner?
No, Brown is always the punt returner.
Okay.
Yeah, Jones hasn't. In fact, Jones wasn't back to get the kickoff the last time either. So.
Something may be going on there we don't know about.
Zalazar, he's a left-handed, left-footed kicker, and he gets that kind of a
wow.
What a heck of a
he
kick and a
great
Woodbridge roll.
Wow, I was
rolled another 15 yards almost, I guess, down to about the 14 yards. 14, and so it'll be an 86 yards away from the end zone. Will the Patriots be when they take the ball with 9:10 to go?
2 touchdowns, last 2 possessions.
I'm sure
after
we're
a fumble on the first possession.
We're going to get a good look at Jones again here. I don't think anybody would be surprised about that. That's the amazing thing. I think everybody in the house knows who's the go-to guy, but yet he still manages to bang him out.
Who's going to stop him? We all know it, but who's going to stop him?
That's it. Barney takes the snap, fakes the handoff this time. Going to run right himself. Finds a little bit of room, and then he runs into Bonilla and Johnson. So the Barons
pick up a 4.
Stop him after pick up a 4.
Jones was the bait on that play.
Yeah, he was.
At their own 18-yard line.
And now if you're Woodbridge, you got to be a little concerned. Kyle Savoya checks back in. He's got McDowell here on the far close sidelines and near sidelines. This one goes to Jones. Gets out beyond the 20. Pickup of only a couple, and so that'll bring up 3rd and 3. Keith Capers in on the tackle.
Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Patriots.
Big play.
Yeah, all of these plays now as the clock ticks down gets big, especially for Colonia when they don't really have that ability to throw the long ball.
Barney's looks cool and collected there.
Well, they got a man here, Sorelli. No one's on Sorelli.
3 wide receivers right, and they hand it off to...
Nobody was on Sorelli.
That didn't fool anybody as the whistle blows. Rodriguez is there. Harrison was there.
All they had to do was just look up and throw it to Sorelli. He had 10 yards before anybody would have been near him.
I think that was a broken play. The way that the quarterback gave
Flipped
the ball.
it to him.
Yeah, I don't think that was intended to be that way.
Yeah, it was an awkward kind of flip, almost as if Jones wasn't expecting it.
They may only get one more chance in this game to score. 7.5 to go.
Cosmas back to...
Wow.
Gets it away.
Bad snap.
Fair catch called for by Zalazar. Lands at the 41 and then kind of kicks laterally towards the sideline, and Carruthers will touch it down.
In the field position game on those last 2 series, Woodbridge actually picked up 15 yards.
Yep.
If you remember, they started on the 40, and look where they are now. So
And 8 a few minutes off the clock.
Yep.
Down to 7:05 to go. And the clock creeps in now as a factor.
Yeah, it becomes a factor.
Patriots 45.
Even without scoring here, a nice drive, 3 first downs.
Yep.
And Colonia's in trouble.
And we know we know Woodbridge can kick a field goal, which would be important because
it'll make it a 7-point game.
A 7-point game.
Touchdown ices it though.
Fakes the handoff, does Anderson.
Goes deep,
down
he's
got
Nyers.
Is wide open.
Oh, just missed. Boy, did he have Nyers.
Nyers had gotten separation. He was double covered by Barnes and McDowell, but he had a step on him.
He had him, yeah.
Hey, Kyle was under some pressure on that too. It was good pass rush by the Patriots. It's hard to estimate the when you have those pass rushes. I think, what do they call it in the NFL? Hurry ups. When they make the quarterback just change just a little bit.
Well, it takes so much to complete the pass, so much in terms of timing, and
Yep.
That's why they practice so much. 2nd and 10. Anderson gives it to Johnson in the backfield. He goes left, hit by Carruthers, bounces off of him, but
nice hit by Carruthers.
Yep, he poked through, got a hit on him, and then half of the Colonia team was waiting for him.
And now Woodbridge, if they don't get a first down here, will be probably punting. Colonia gets a chance.
Yeah,
with a lot of time left.
They'll punt from here.
Field position, though. As I said, they still gain 15 yards. They punt that ball. If they do it just right, they're going to have Colonia deep in their territory.
They scored 2 touchdowns, though, in this half.
Yeah,
1 fumble, 1 punt, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Colonia has had a good half. We see some of the crowd on the Woodbridge side now.
Big play for the Barons. Big play for the Patriots. They can stop them.
There's a snap. Anderson looks right.
Oh, picked off.
Again.
Here comes Simaluka. He can turn the corner. Gets popped out by
nice play by Hairston.
Number 72, William Hairston. Simaluka with the pick. Boy, that turns things around
for the Patriots. Yeah, it sure does, John. Into Woodbridge territory goes C.J. Simaluka after the pick. And now the Patriots with a chance to take the lead. 5:51 to go.
And Hairston with a great play because Simaluka had ahead his team.
He did. And
he turns around Hairston and he's
good.
Well, he's a running back too, but
you have to wonder sometimes.
No, wasn't it William Hairston? Wasn't it the lineman who got him?
I was thinking of Simaluka with the hits.
Oh, okay.
The,
yeah,
speed.
You're right.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Greg.
No, I'm going to wait till.
Little confusion now here for Colonia.
Pirro just gets in, but they have time, so they wait. Barnes calls the signals, hands it off to Jones.
Nothing doing.
Yep, nobody there. We see Rodriguez, Capers, everybody in on a tackle.
What I was saying before is that offensive line of Woodbridge is so big. You have to wonder sometimes on them short drops, those 3-step drops, whether Anderson has a clear view of those underpasses, because it. That Simaluka came from right underneath and grabbed that ball. Just jumped that
Anderson's
route.
only about 5'10".
Yeah, they list him as 6 foot in the book, but I don't.
I mean, there's some
I think that's generous.
Big fellas up front there.
Yeah.
Now Colonia 5:16. This is 4-down territory, I would think.
Patriots take a timeout
with the time left in the clock. You would think Colonia has to go for it on 4th if they get that far.
And I think that Coach LaSalle, by calling a timeout there, their second of the half, is really thinking that the game may hang in the balance of this drive, John. Because
right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Leaving yourself with 1 timeout, you're not going to be able to stop the clock very much if you don't score. And Woodbridge.
Give the ball to Woodbridge on their own 40 with 3.5 to go. You have a heck of a chance. Several running plays.
Right.
1 timeout left.
So
1 first down wins the game for Woodbridge.
Yep.
The previous successful drives that Colonia had this half, they ran like a hurry-up offense. So I wouldn't be surprised if Coach LaSalle called a few plays now.
Both touchdowns were 9-play drives. Sorry, Greg.
No, that was it.
They break the huddle. Simaluka and Jones. And Barney stand side by side. Barney puts his hand down to take the snap. Fakes the hand to Jones. Run right side. The pass to Simaluka.
Just a little bit
behind him.
Oh, he had a head of steam, and he had nobody in front of him for a little bit.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, yeah. Now what do you do if you don't make this?
You go for it on 4th down.
Yeah,
I think they got it. With one timeout left, I think they got it with 5 minutes to go.
That was a nicely designed play, but the throw just a little bit behind CJ.
Yep. The fake worked very well. The defender bit on the fake, and he was wide open out there. And the quarterback knew it.
John Haley in the booth. Outstanding writer for the Star Ledger.
Knows more about Middlesex County High School sports than anybody except his father from 30 years ago.
That's right.
Oh, here's pressure.
Long pass for
picked off.
Picked off by Salazar at the 25 and then tackled immediately by number 26. That's Terrell McDowell.
All right, now you got to think. You got the best running back in the county, one of the best running backs in the state. You need 10 yards, 4 plays, and you throw 2 passes. You're not a passing team.
Yeah.
That's only the 5th and 6th passes they've thrown all day.
2 out of 3 plays were passes because that was 3rd down.
Yeah, right.
Couple
the last 2 plays were passes.
A couple of plays in a row there, they stopped the running game there. You know, you get down to the line, you're trying to catch them off balance here, but obviously it didn't work.
Yeah, it's always a dilemma, right? Do you do what you always do? In which case, if you can be criticized for doing the same thing time after time.
I know, but this is a case of you don't do what you did.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I think I would.
Don't go out of bounds. He doesn't want to go out of bounds. First down
Johnson.
from the 32. Johnson with a nice run, but you want to stay in bounds here.
He picks up. Going to give him a good 3. Clock stopped. 4:53.
You know, if you had a passing game, and you had different. You know, if you could do that, you do it.
Right.
I would have stuck with Jones.
Well, you know,
or tried to get him the ball into the pass. Go ahead.
That previous play, when he threw behind it, that was a well-designed play.
Yeah, it was.
I know,
we'd be saying different things if he threw it correctly.
But he's not a passer.
Right.
Good spot, by the way, for
Yeah,
Woodbridge.
5-yard
They
gain.
gave him 5.
It didn't look like that.
No. Anderson gives it off again. Barron's going to stay on the ground. Johnson again, 1st down and more.
And he stays in bounds.
Yep,
this
that's
time,
important.
He heard you, John. Out to
That's
the
gonna be a first
45.
And Jason Calhoun will give the call.
Here it is. Here it is.
Give him 7 yards in that. First down at almost the 45. Couple more first downs, and the Barons walk away with
time ticking
the
away.
victory.
Barons take their time in the huddle now because they stop the clock while they're setting the chains. Once the chains are set, the clock start again. So.
Big man Miguel Briones out of the game now, number 60. I watched the line. Other than number 50, Cosmos.
Yeah.
It's a big
Cosmos big guy, 6'3", 235.
Yeah.
Johnson in motion, hands off to him, running left.
Wants to
Nice
stay in,
play there by Christian Thomas to poke through and
Might
bring
have
him
lost
down
a
for a
yard.
loss. Yeah, I think he did. That's going to bring up 2nd down and, well, let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, it's a loss of a
2nd
yard.
down and 11.
You know,
3:55 to
Colonia
go.
needs to stop them in this drive because if they get a first down, they just might have enough to run the clock.
Clock is running. You know, you guys were talking before about the sports writers, Stefaro and Haley. Both of those guys are former sports writers of the year by the NJSIA. They were honored.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
Both times I nominated them, but
Well, you got some juice.
No, they're great guys.
Woodbridge has won the last 3 bragging rights trophies. That's the trophy given out by the Woodbridge PBA at the end to the winner of this game. Prior to that, the Patriots had won 2 in a row. So as we pointed out under the McCormick administration, everybody's won.
Another loss of a couple yards, but the clock will get under 3 minutes.
Now do you put the ball in the air? 3rd and 13. First down may seal the deal. Snap's going to come, probably 2:45, something like that, to go in the game. But if it's incomplete, that'll stop the clock.
And that gives Colonia the punt return and more than 2 minutes to go for a nice drive. I'm glad this is down to the last drive.
Yeah, it's good that it's not up.
Certainly exciting. You know, when you talk about the bragging rights trophy and the PBA, I think it just shows the way the community rallies around the young people, and you know, it's really exciting to have that kind of play.
Here we go. Anderson under center. Short drop, throws it out to Rodriguez in the flat. He's out to the 45 to the 48. Not going to be short of the first down, but does stay in bounds. So the clock will continue to roll, and I think the Patriots going to take their final timeout right now.
I think that was
that
was like the last option for Kyle on that play. That was like the safety valve that he took there, and it almost worked. It gave him 5 extra yards.
Good pass rush and good coverage in the other two guys. Nyers was covered.
Right.
Good decision.
So 2 minutes
to not try to force it.
2:16 to go. Yeah, good decision. Not, that's when you get yourself in trouble.
Let's see if Coach LaSalle listens to Coach McCormick and keeps the ball on the ground and goes to their.
I don't know. 2:16 to go. They better get some. They got to get first downs in a hurry. There's some of it. There's the cheerleaders.
Or pass it to Jones.
I agree. We haven't. I don't think we've seen him.
A couple of times this year we've seen him catch some passes. None tonight.
Saturday at Big Shots in Woodbridge on Route 1 from noon to 9 p.m. For your donation, you'll receive a wristband.
Salazar is the punter. He's a left-footed kicker. Brown.
Now, what do you think
back.
if he sees? You see the way they're loading up the other side where he runs to?
Yeah. They got him all loaded up to the. He runs left and then kicks. In a rugby sort of style. Brown back to receive the kick, standing at the 16. Now he moves up to about the 17-yard line. Salazar waits on his 35. He'll kick it from inside, inside the 40, a little bit low. Gets it from the 36, kind of a low line drive, but it's going to roll and rolls out of bounds somewhere around the 12-yard line. Let's see where the referees actually spot it.
That wasn't very pretty, but it was pretty effective.
A lot of yards, yeah.
13, so
if Colonia can pull this off, they deserve it.
They do. They've got 2 minutes and 8
85
seconds.
plus, whatever the number is.
87, I guess.
I
It looks like it's at 13. It's at the 13-yard line. They got 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go and no timeouts.
You know, that punt looked like some of my golf shots. It wasn't pretty, but they get a good roll.
And the Patriots break the huddle.
Get Jones in motion, pitch it to him. But now they got Brown right, they got Sorelli right.
McDowell left, along with Simaluka. Barnes takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fades back, now throws it to Jones, and waiting right there is Keith Capers, along with Carlos Class, but
and they got to hurry up.
Right there,
yeah. They lost 5. Wow.
And the clock's ticking. That fooled
no one. Yeah, that fooled nobody.
Yeah, when we said pass to Jones, I didn't mean like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean get him out across the line of scrimmage.
Minute 44 to go.
Still running. They're taking too long with this play.
Yeah, they're coming in. He had to run over to the sideline to get this play. They got to go a mile here. They got
to call the next 4 plays.
90 yards to go. They don't have time to run over to the sideline and get a play.
Certainly a passing formation.
Barnes rolls right, looks down the field, has some time. Now he tucks it under, tries to outrun Hairston and gets out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. And
just shy of first down.
While we do it, let's give a shout out to our crew, our extraordinary crew. They were here all day long setting up. They do a tremendous job each and every time we are able to bring you one of these broadcasts. Our camera people are Bruno Martins, Emil Brandolfi, Joe Fernandez, and Raj Sarohi. On graphics is Max Beckerman. Our audio folks are Clint Higgins and Faloke Ayalogi. Our cable puller is Asad Ahmed. Barnes takes the snap, rolls right, flips it out to Jones on the move, and he runs out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. So the Patriots are on the march with 1:11 to go.
That's what we call it. That's what they have to do with Jones, not that little thing right in front of the middle of the field, in the backfield.
And rounding out the crew, our technical director, Gina Forbes, and our director, as always, Lee Beckerman. What a terrific crew we have, gentlemen.
Gain of 21 on that.
Special thanks to Rich Fitzpatrick and the Woodbridge AV Club.
Look out.
Barney's going to go right. Now he avoids some pressure and stumbles
Better get up and
forward
call a
after
play.
getting hit.
Hairston, they better get up and call a play. Hairston with a nice tackle.
Minute to go, and referees.
Timeout.
Oh, they do have one more time.
I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Well, then they
I
called it
lost
wisely
track.
there.
Yeah, they really did, because it was a scramble and he was down. So my mistake.
You know, Craig, you were mentioning the crew here. I've had the great opportunity to be on a number of stations as the former president of GMC and the state president, and I can honestly say nobody does it as good as Woodbridge does. This setup is absolutely incredible, and the coverage of the game, and it's, you know, it's just a pleasure for me to be here with you guys, having a lot of fun, and much thanks to the crew out there for allowing me to partake in this.
Well, we're glad to have you, Greg. I think he added something, man. What do you think?
I think he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well,
That's unfortunate.
You may not be back then.
Yeah. What do you mean, me? You may not be back.
No, he
may
may
not be
not
back.
be back.
No, yeah. You can't fire me.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I said he may not be back.
No, you may not be back.
I think we need a heated booth. Would have been a nice touch.
Well, we need binoculars. We need instant replay. We need spotters. We need statisticians.
Yeah.
Interviewees, please call.
We need to renegotiate the Comcast deal. Here we go. Minute 1 to go. 2nd and 6 for the Patriots. On the march, trailing by 4. Barnes kicks the snap, rolls right, throws down the field, a little bit long.
Yep, it's
tipped
over.
and into the hands of Kyle Savoya, and that will do it.
That's knee taking time now. Turn out the lights.
And
Woodbridge left this game open for Colonia to take.
They did.
They got a touchdown 2 plays into the second half for a 23-6 lead. And then an interception, punt, so they left it open. Colonia scored twice, but 2 interceptions and a fumble in the second half killed them.
Yeah, they did. And that was a tough one. It got tipped. The ball got tipped by, I think it was Isaiah Johnson into the waiting arms of Kyle Savoya.
Too many black jerseys there, though.
Yeah.
There's one white jersey, too many black jerseys.
You just take chances when your back's up against the wall like that, John. It's like you said before, when you're not used to throwing the ball, you know, it's tough. You take some chances. And I think it's going to take one.
I don't know. The guy carried you with 2,000 yards, and you've not given him the ball that many times when you needed to at the end of the game.
Anderson takes the snap, takes the knee, then they're
Barron's in one more time.
Woodbridge in the victory formation.
You could see the disappointment there by the Patriots. You know, this is when all of those emotions come out now. You know, the clock's ticking down.
Last game for so many of these players. Woodbridge will win its 4th straight bragging rights trophy.
If I was Coach Russo, I'd be keeping an eyeball out for the water bucket. It's awful chilly out there.
It is cold.
Yeah.
16 seconds ago, this will be it. Anderson takes a snap, takes a knee, and the Barons come away with a hard-fought 23-19 victory.
Glad to see it close, though.
Yeah, me
would have
too.
not would have liked to see it was 23-6. Would not have liked to see it end that way. Colonia played a good early part of the second half and got back in it.
Very game effort by the Patriots in the second half, but the Barons managed to hold on, and a good season for both teams, John.
Well, Woodbridge now finishes 8-3. Colonia finishes, 7-3.
That's right.
So that's
Greg?
2 very good seasons for the Woodbridge Township teams.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts, Greg?
Well, as you guys said, it was a hard-fought game, and just when you thought the Patriots were out, they came back, they crawled back into it, and made it a game. So, I think a well-played game. Woodbridge certainly deserves that bragging rights trophy.
Woodbridge early, Colonia late, but just not enough at the end for the Patriots.
Yep.
Too many turnovers in the second half and not enough Jones when they needed him.
Exactly
And
right.
it's not Jones's fault. The ball did not go to him when I thought it should have.
Well, that sums it up. And it's been a terrific season for us. We had a lot of games this year.
Yeah, we really did.
We did a lot of games. Thanks to our crew. That's a real extraordinary effort on their part to put those all together, including last weekend where we had a Friday night and a Saturday noon game. So it's been a terrific season for Woodbridge football, terrific year for Woodbridge and for Colonia. JFK had some good games too. We saw him play a terrific game against Perth Amboy. Came up a little short, but It's been a good year for Woodbridge football and a lot of fun for you and me, John, as each season really is. It's
and each time, you see the kids, you say this is a great group of kids. What's going to happen when they're gone?
Right.
And each time we get a new group of great kids.
That's right.
But this one's kind of special because we've seen them literally since they were 8 years old playing basketball.
If I'm not mistaken, we did a couple of those Mayor's Trophy Pop Warner tournaments. I think these guys may be a little bit older than that, so they may not play. But we certainly, as you pointed out, saw them in Mayor's Trophy basketball. We've seen them play basketball and baseball and football, and we'll still see them yet to come.
Nice group of kids. Greg Jones, Kyle Anderson, Anthony Nyers. We've seen them for almost 10 years now in various sporting events. Just a nice group of kids.
So we're going to try and get some of the players from Woodbridge?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with the stars of the game. Stay with us, everybody. And we are joined now by head coach Brian Russo. And coach, a terrific game, just a terrific way to end the season, and a special season it was.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a pretty win at all, but it's a win nonetheless. We'll take it. Kids played hard, sent the seniors off the right way, and I couldn't be more proud of this group.
So talk about those seniors. You had a bunch of special players on this team that you had for a long time. They've won now 4 straight years against Colonia, but beyond that, talk about the kind of kids they are and the kind of season you had.
You know what? It's the work ethic. I got to be honest. These kids worked so hard. From January throughout the summertime, they were just tremendous group. They bought into what we do here. And they carried themselves the right way in the building. And it comes out in the football field. That work ethic. In the fourth quarter today, we could have laid down, and Colonia, outplayed us at times, and we were able to make the last play and win the game.
23-6 after the second play of the first half. You didn't score again, and then 2 touchdowns by them. It became a game. You basically let them back in the game with those 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I tell you what, they were able to move the ball on our defense, and you got to give them a lot of credit. Greg Jones is a phenomenal player, and their offensive line did a real nice job, and they were able to push us around at times, and something that we're not used to. But we knew they were going to come here and give us a fight and not lay down. And Coach LaSalle did a nice job preparing, and like I said, Colonia is a tough opponent, and in this kind of game, it really doesn't matter who wants it more at the end. And luckily, we were able to hold on.
Were you surprised at the end? I mean, they don't have really a passing offense. They were down, but they've got the best runner in the county, one of the best in the state. Were you surprised to see so many passes away from him?
You know what? At the end of the game right now, they're a running team. We felt if we can get them in a situation and pin them deep, they'd have a real hard time in a 2-minute drill. But truthfully, they were able to move the ball out to the 40-yard line, and my heart was pumping. And
they did that with a 20-yard pass to Jones.
They did. Well, if he, anytime he gets the ball in space, he can go to distance. And luckily we were able to, have Cody over the top of him a couple times, and they had to try to use some other guys. And, like I said, the sophomore made the pick on the end, and it was a big play for us.
Now, this was a special season. You had some early season success against a Piscataway team that was supposed to be terrific and turned out to be a really terrific team. They're going to play for a sectional championship right now. Where do you rank this among the teams that you've coached?
My first year, 2003, we came in and we won 8 games and had a home game semifinal against Piscataway and lost it. And we would have loved to blow the roof off this place last week against Steiner, but they were a good football team and they made some plays, and we can't make any excuses. They outplayed us and got it. But this team has been a real fun team to coach. They're just a special group of kids. It's fun, obviously, coaching Kyle and all the weapons we have offensively, being able to do some of the things we do. This has been one of I could say, the most fun team I've ever had a chance to coach.
You're dropping down to the white next year. What does that do to your schedule? Do you still play Sayreville, South Brunswick, and Piscataway?
No, we're gonna go down to the white division, but as we don't play the bigger schools, maybe some of the tougher schools, we still have a lot of respect for the teams in the white division. And there'll be more local rivalries. There'll be Woodbridge, Colonia, Woodbridge, Kennedy, Carteret, Bishop Bar, and we got a lot of work to do on the lower levels right now, and start rebuilding a little bit. But we'll always be able to come out there and play tough and be competitive.
Well, congratulations on the regular season. I don't mean to rush you off, but I think we're losing our players.
Yeah, let's go. We'll get them on.
All right. So there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, Coach, congratulations. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Let's go. Right back around.
All right, so Shamar, tell us, you were, I think, on the last team that Coach Russo was talking about that played that terrific Piscataway team that had the 3 first-round NFL picks on. Talk about what it's like to be on a team that does so well and has so much fun.
I mean, it does a lot, especially in high school when you're around everybody, all the community, your family, your friends, and your teammates, everybody that believes in you, and then you go out there and you do something that's going to be remembered for the rest of your life. It definitely touches you, and it makes you realize how important you are as a person and as you are as a teammate.
I was hoping to see Eric LeGrand tonight. I guess the threat of rain and the fact that it's so cold, he didn't make it out. But tell me about E and what you're doing, in the team this year.
Actually, Eric was here. He was right. Yeah, he was right over in the corner. He went into his van because he got a little chilly, but wouldn't blame him. It's cold out here.
Yeah.
But definitely, I spoke to him, and he's doing good. The stuff that he's showing with his ability to come back. It's only this time last year the incident or the accident happened, and he's already bounced back, and it just is an eye opener, and it humbles me, and it shows me how hard of a worker and how strong character-wise he is. And
can you believe his attitude?
Unbelievable. Right? Unbelievable. His motto is believe, but it's unbelievable how he's doing it. So
it really is. It really is. What's it like to play big-time college football?
It's a great experience. I loved it over at Rutgers under Shiano. He did a great job and just teaching us how to play the game of football and just learning how to be men off the field. So I learned a lot, and just going under the lights and playing in front of thousands of people every night and on TV. It was a wonderful experience, especially me being at home here in Woodbridge.
You gonna win the Big East?
Oh yeah, they're gonna win the Big East.
Good.
All right. Well, thanks for a few minutes of your time. Guest has been Shamar Graves, former standout here at Woodbridge High and, of course, at Rutgers University. So we'll be back with some more of the players. So stay with us, everybody. And we are joined now by, I dare say, the best passing combinations in Woodbridge High School history. Anthony Nyers, Cody Zalazar, and Kyle Anderson. And Anthony, we'll start with you. Talk about the season, if you would.
It was a great season. We started off 4-0. We dropped one hard, close game, and then we had a letdown against Saraville, and then we fought all the way to the end and lost a tough one last week. So, but to get 8 wins, to beat our crosstown rival, it's a good accomplishment. An 8-win season is pretty good.
And talk about that personal record. You hold the record for the most receptions in Woodbridge High School history. What does it mean to have a record like that?
It means a lot because the guy's record that I broke, Keith Hemmings, he played at Boston College, and I watched film of him, and he's really good. So it's an honor to break someone's that good, great record. So.
And Cody, you set a team record over 1,000 yards receiving this year, and you've made some extraordinary plays, some great plays against Piscataway, a couple of kickoff return, a fake punt, and talk about your season and your accomplishments.
I mean, it was great. Last year I didn't play that much offense. To come out this year, start offense, and just be such a playmaker, it feels great. We had an amazing season with all my family. My team's my family. Just love these guys, and I'm going to miss them.
Now a guy that's got all the passing records, 2,000 yards this year, 4,800 maybe in your career, 58, 59 touchdown passes. What's it like to have had a year like this?
I mean, it's honestly all the credit goes to our line and these two guys right here. And I mean, without them, I wouldn't really be the quarterback that everybody sees me as, plays Friday nights. These guys are great. Trust me, it was awesome breaking all these records. I mean, the people that were before us, and we're just real proud of our season this year.
Now tell me about the game. Second play of the second half, you open up a 23-6 lead. Looks like you guys can just roll, and all of a sudden you stop. A couple of bad drives, they get 2 touchdowns, it becomes a game.
Yeah. Trust me, we had our back on our ropes right there. They came through after our score. They drove, got a stop, and got another stop, and scored again. So, trust me, I was like, I got to be prepared to have a drive like last week and hopefully score this time.
And tell me about your future. Your dad said maybe looking at Penn, some other Ivy League schools?
Right now I'm looking at Penn, Wagner, Monmouth, Cornell, and Stetson in Florida.
It's a nice lineup. Lineup. How about you, Anthony? What are you looking at?
Maine, Townsend, Kane, East Stroudsburg, Monmouth, and Wagner.
Tony, any thoughts?
No, not yet. I haven't thought about it yet.
All right, good.
And Anthony, tell me, while we're away from the camera, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm just going to miss playing with Kyle and Cody. I mean, we played together. All the way back since
Pop Warner, yeah.
All the way back since Pee Wee football.
Plus Bonilla, plus Jones, Island, Pop Warner.
All the way back since Pee Wee football in 2005.
So you guys have any idea how many games you've won?
Many.
Like a lot.
Many. It's a good win to loss ratio.
You're gonna miss playing with these. You're gonna miss being around these guys, aren't you?
They're my family. I mean, I was with them every day since freshman year, all summer. See them in the halls, hang out with them after school. It's just I'm with them every day.
So, Kyle, we're gonna give you the last word. Any final thoughts on the season and when you have a chance to sit back, sometime from now, what do you think you're going to remember most about this year?
I'll probably say all the fun we had. Our team was so close together. not only the seniors, but just our whole team, our coaches. Like, our coaches made us laugh every day. They kept us loose, but still kept that serious mentality. And I'm just going to remember all the wins and all the good times we had as a team. I mean, I love these guys.
Well, there, we'll leave it on that thought. I don't think we could say anything more. We'll see you guys on the basketball court. Congratulations, guys. Great job. A lot of fun. It was a pleasure watching you play. And it was, John. It was a pleasure watching these guys play.
It was. These are kids we've known, as we said on the broadcast, for a long, long time. They said 2005, so that's 7, 8 years of watching them play basketball and football. Just a great group of guys. The Colonia guys, too. We know all those guys. You know, C.J. Similuka has another year. Christian Thomas we've known for a while. We've seen Barney's. We've seen Jones. We know all these kids. They're good, solid citizens, and we're glad to be able to put them on TV and show the town and the rest of the area how good the kids they are.
Yeah, it's for us, it's just an awful lot of fun. It's a treat to get to call these games, and it's been a terrific season. And
I'm glad this game turned out the way it did. You know, it could have been a blowout. It looked like 23-6, just 2 plays into the second half. Right. Looked like it could have been a blowout. Woodbridge stalled a little bit on offense. Colonia picked it up and made it 23-19 and had a chance to win it with a minute to go.
And both these teams deserve better because they both had terrific years, so it was nice to see it end. Tough loss for Colonia.
Somebody had to lose. You know, it's too bad they both lost last week. I would have loved to have seen a state playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
You know, next weekend. That would have been a lot of fun to do. But they both ran into 2 very good teams in Steinert and Cranford. So overall, a good season for Woodbridge High School, Woodbridge Township football, with 2 teams with very good records.
Well, thanks very much. We would have had a real dilemma. They both played at the same time.
That would have been
one
tough.
at Kane and I think one at Rutgers. So anyway, we don't have to deal with it. There we go. We would have split them up. And Lee Beckerman's hair just stood on his end. Watch it, talking about that. So that will do it for the 2011 football season here in Woodbridge Township. John McCormick and Craig Coughlin, happy to be with you. We'll see you on the basketball court.
We will. Boys and girls coming up.
That's right. Take care, everybody. Happy holidays. Thank you. Bye-bye.